Hello, and welcome to Ryuutama Seyo, aka Travel, a Ryuutama game here on Twitch. It has been 2 weeks, I think. We didn't miss an episode, right? Just 2 weeks? Okay. Whew. The schedule has been so wild with the holidays that I can no longer keep track of any of it. I just sort of show up at the right time and hope that I know which game I'm running, so... Hello, we're here. Yeah, speaking of which, so since we last played, our last episode was the like sickeningly sweet holiday episode where everybody just kicked ass all night. Since then we've had Christmas, we've had New Year's, we've had the first sort of week or so of 2019. So let's check in a little bit. Jess, how was your New Year's? How has your 2019 been so far?
Sorry, did you say my name? I was in the middle of like coughing my brains
It's
out.
you.
It's fine. We're
That's
all
2018 in a nutshell.
But you did it in a really subtle way where because you're muted, we had no idea that you were, literally hacking up a lung.
Yeah.
I definitely was. So that's 2018 leaving me. Good. I finally have a real schedule of things that I have on my Twitter now that looks very pretty and indicates where and when you can find me doing stuff. Most of my shows haven't started up yet, so this past week was mostly me trying to get my computer bullshit in order.
Legit.
But tomorrow I start up Promise Tree, my Ryuutama show. Yay.
Yes.
Yay.
I've been prepping for that like all week.
I know that feel. I got real lucky with tonight's episode because I had actually already prepped tonight's episode beforehand and then remembered that we were doing a holiday episode or we missed it a week or something. And so I didn't have to prep anything for tonight. I already did that last month. So, but yeah, I feel ya. I feel ya on that in general.
Yep.
And I'm very excited for the return of Promise Tree. It is my favorite Ryuutama show to watch, and your cast is amazing and your story is amazing.
They're a bunch of goods.
I typically don't like to commit to anything before like 1 p.m. for like watching stuff or getting out of bed if I can avoid it, especially on the weekends. But for Promise Tree, I will make an exception.
I mean, I also don't like to get up early, but I get up early to run this one because I love those folks in specific so much. And unfortunately, they're, well, literally 3/4 of my cast is in Sweden.
Yeah, that'll do
So,
it.
kind of gotta work with that time zone.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to have you. I'm sorry that you two are having to expel 2018 from your
It's fine.
flesh prison, but hopefully it'll be gone soon.
Someday.
Summer, how are you doing?
Yes.
You have a background. That's new.
I know. I think last week it was still an empty room.
Mm-hmm.
And then the week before that, I was on the floor when I was back home for the holidays. So yeah, this is my new office. I'm still getting random shit in here. But yeah, this week it was all delivered and got all moved in, and it's like so nice to have an actual space that's not. It's the first time I've ever streamed from not a bedroom, literally
Wow.
ever, in like 2 years. So
That's
that's
wild.
kind of exciting
What's
to
it?
have like an office.
What's that like? Please tell
It's
me.
so nice. I can't recommend it enough to have an office. I just want to be in here 24/7, and I'm in here most of my days. So
Nice.
but yeah, holidays have been great.
Mhm.
Back at work, back at home. I was like, I'm ready to be back on a normal schedule. It's so weird how lost you feel when you're like breaking your routine, because you're like, I want a
Mhm.
vacation, like I want all this time off, and then you're sitting there halfway through and you're like, is it over yet? Like I want to go back home and get back on my normal routine.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
think especially as like, I mean, I don't have an office job that I go into. I freelance, so like all of my schedule is self-made. So when that gets all wonky, like all of my sense of what time is just is gone. Right? Like, I have no idea. But yeah, I think as even for like content creators that do have office jobs to go to, like we set our internal clocks and like reference things by these things that we've gotten used to, and then when those are gone or shuffle around, it can get real disorienting. Um,
Yeah. But now I'm just back and planning this next season of Off the Table, which is going to be jam-packed, full of fun. I'm we're trying to do a balance of like happy shows and sad shows, but I keep
Good
finding other
luck.
I but I keep finding more sad shows that I want to do. So that just keeps happening, but
That
I was
sounds
like,
about right.
don't do Polaris, don't do it. And then I had an idea and I was like, I'm gonna do it. So that's just happening.
Don't do
It's
what?
so good though.
Don't do
It's
what?
so
Yeah.
Huh?
the best. It's amazing.
This will be the fourth time I've hacked Polaris because we played the normal way. We
Mhm.
played with where I created an extra character. Then we played with my wonderful, I'm bragging all about myself, but the 3-player character sheet, and I'm hacking it so hard this time. It's going to be insane. But so signups for that are out right now. And then tomorrow we're doing a 12-hour stream. So, just living my best life out here now that I'm home.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to have you back. Glad to get you back into a routine just in time for us to, spoilers, change everything up in February.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that. Chat, you don't have to worry about that. We'll talk about that when we're closer to February. Jolie, how have you been?
Hi.
How was your New Year's?
It was really quiet, but it was kind of nice that it was quiet. My parents went to a wedding, and like I'm living in my parents' place right now. And they went to a wedding that night, and I really didn't want to go out, so I just stayed at home, and it was really quiet. And I meditated and read books and prepped for my home game of Burning Wheel that we're playing tomorrow.
Ooh.
We were gonna do like an actual like roleplay session, but we decided that it would be better to finish up our characters together because we didn't quite finish them last time. But it's really fun. Like I love the character creation system for Burning Wheel. It's super cool. Yeah, so I'm really excited for that, and that'll be tomorrow. And I'm trying to get some other Burning Wheel games started because I want to start streaming again. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm up to right now.
Hell yeah. Awesome. I'm stoked for it. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear you talk about Burning Wheel so I understand it.
Yeah, I like am obsessed with it. I read it all. I like literally it's like right here and I read it all the time.
Funny, when I was like 15 or 16, one of my friends that I played D&D with, we didn't know the rules to D&D, so we didn't really play D&D. We just sort of like threw dice around and pretended we were playing a game. But he got a copy of Burning Wheel. I think it was like a smaller version of the book. I forget what version it was. And he was like, dude, this game is awesome. Take a look. And I read it and I was like, what is this weird, high-minded hippie bullshit? Get this away from me. Get this away from me. So... but now, like, I'm all, gimme this. Gimme the complex, weird awesomeness. Oh shit, I haven't changed the alerts over from the gaming profile. Whoops. Lindy,
I
thanks
just
for the host.
love, like, there's literally, like, I think there are like 60 pages of life paths just for humans. And like the life path, like you can be like so many random things from medieval society, like, and it's so much fun. Like if you just want to be like a tax collector and that's your character, you could literally just be the tax collector in the town. It's amazing. I find it so much fun.
Yeah, I really want to play a game that's just like all normies.
Yeah.
Like small town Burning Wheel, because you can do so many like, I mean, it obviously like lends itself to like, you can go pretty high fantasy with it and like go on these crazy adventures, but you can also just do like totally like normal farmer, stay-at-home mother. Like really, you can do just about anything and it would be amazing.
I think I think that the difficulty I had with it as a teenager, where I was like, I wanna play a fantasy character in a fantasy game.
Yeah, this is
And,
definitely low fantasy
like,
at its like core, and you can add in extra magic and stuff, but at like the base level, it's just like low fantasy.
And
Well,
magic
like,
is so dangerous. Oh my god.
Magic is so dangerous, but it's so fun.
Get wrecked if you use magic.
Yeah,
Katie
you fail
knows.
that magic roll and like you literally
You're
kill-
done.
You like kill someone by accident, or like you have this new character trait, like you have a forked tongue for the rest of the game, or
You kill yourself by
yeah.
accident.
Yeah.
I think I wanted the game to tell me what it was, and Burning Wheel doesn't. Like, Burning Wheel wants you to tell it what the game is, right? And so I was not in a space for that. But now I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, I've got some ideas.
Yeah. Tales of a Bryson chat is in the home game that I'm playing.
Nice.
And yeah, one of our characters is literally a rat catcher.
Incredible.
Yeah, and has some poisoning skills too, but like yeah, she's a diseased rat catcher from the
Nice.
slums of the city.
Man, life paths are so amazing because it just tells you how old you are based on like these things that you do in your life. You're like, wait, but I don't want to be 45. It's like, well, then you can't do all the shit that you want to do.
Yeah.
You got to reduce your life paths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Real quick, we're gonna fuck everything up with the overlay for a second and have Lindy hop in,
Yay.
so she can
F
do
it up. Get her in here.
her intros.
You can handle it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I remember where everyone's faces go. Everything moves around. Okay.
Yay.
Let's turn off these. Oh, they're all gone. These faces are here. Are they in the right places?
Nice.
Wow,
Yeah.
actually, yes. Boom! That was the most flawless transition ever.
Sick.
All right, I can hear everybody now.
Yay, hi.
Welcome, Lindy. Hello.
Hi.
How were your holidays?
Pretty crap, but I'm happy to
Oh,
be
no.
home, and it's good. It's good that they're over. So
Oh my! Did you have a good New Year's Eve? Glad you're here.
So yes, I had a great game right before this. My character might be getting married next week.
Oh,
that's
congratulations!
Incredible. Congrats.
Wasn't planning on it at all in this series until just. I told a potential. We were stalking a murderer, and we got in his house and he wasn't home. We found out he was coming home.
Very
And then-
romantic.
Yeah, and then we told the landlady I was his girlfriend, so she'd let us in. And then the murderer was like coming up, and I was like, well, how are we gonna catch him off guard? And so I told him I was a stalker, and that this cleric I brought was the priest, and we're getting married. I might go through with it. We'll see.
And he was just like, that's fine. Let's
He was
get
just
married.
like, what? I've never met you. I've never even seen you. I was like, hence the point of stalking.
And I'm in love with you.
A
Incredible.
match made in heaven.
My character's a necromancer, so
That's how you find true love.
I think we're gonna make the vows till undeath do us part. And so when we bring him to justice and he gets murdered for all the murders that he's done, I can raise him as a corpse and it'll be consensual. 'Cause she's a nice necromancer. She only raises people with their consent.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But marries them without.
He can say no. The other team will just be there for him. He hasn't been lucky in love so far. That's what the
He hasn't said
landlady
no
told
yet.
us. So
He hasn't said, please God, no, stop.
Friends,
we
chat. I feel like I need to step in here real quick and say, don't do that to people. If you know someone's if you know someone's a serial killer, just don't marry them. Also, don't stalk people and then be like, "Hi, we should get married."
See,
just don't do those things.
the best part is that we haven't stalked him at all. We literally were like
Yeah.
investigating the murderer.
But it was investigating me for murder
definitely-
is worse than stalking
That's
you
true.
and then trying
We've
to murder.
definitely caught him off guard. which was the plan. So, because he climbed in through the window because he heard we were inside, and but I had a familiar and I was looking through its eyes. So it's like, oh, he's going around the side of the building. He's gonna walk through this window. So I opened the window for him, and that startled him. So.
Wow, I love role-playing games.
They're so good.
Speaking of which, God, I'm so thrown off by that. It's the worst segue ever. Do we want to play?
I had a great time. That was way better than my holidays, so I figured we should talk about that instead.
Great.
Nice.
Do we want to play some Ryuutama and hopefully have a lot less of that and a lot more sweet
You're saying you don't want a surprise wedding today?
With the serial killer? No.
Oh. Well, with anybody who wants to be part of it.
I mean, other surprise weddings I might be down for on a case-by-case basis. We'll see. Surprise, Brock shows up.
Ooh.
Crocodile.
Crocodile. All right, are we ready to hop into some Ryuutama goodness? And
Yes.
Yeah.
all right.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's right.
So to recap our last session, or actually no, not our last session, but where we're picking up. So episode 7, so the one before the holiday episode, our heroes traveled across the land seeking passage to and then through the desert to get to the City of Sun, their final destination for this amulet of the seasons. When they came across an odd caravan of cow herders named Kulongan. While they were there, it was discovered that a young woman, just a little younger than them, had gone missing, and they, being the kind-hearted people that they are, offered to help try and find her. Kiro, proving once again that she is fantastic at tracking people, if not animals, found the young woman's trail and led the party to a strange cave filled with these weird glowing crystals that they'd seen before briefly on a couple occasions. Making their way through these twisting tunnels, they discovered this person whose a name I've been avoiding saying because just straight up I forgot what it was. NPC, Sasha. There we go. They found Sasha in this cave where there was a pit that led to darkness. They tried to cast stones into it and see how far down it went, and they could not.
So bad.
Yeah, there was no bottom that they could perceive, but when they looked down and looked carefully, they saw these sort of sparkling lights, not unlike the stars. And stepping back from the pit, they saw these long, deep gouges in the ground around it that were not unlike claw marks. But deciding that was too much for them to deal with at the moment. Also there was one of those Ryuzo, the Ryujin, the dragon statues there. Deciding that was too much to try and parse right then, and that they needed to get the kid or young lady back to town, they packed up, went back to Kulongan, and enjoyed a lovely night by the fire, where they shared memories of Fuyu's flight, a winter holiday, and oddly, Lamb and Mule rediscovered that they had actually met before as young kiddos, and gotten to know each other a little bit, and had a strange wintry adventure long before they left on another wintry venture to carry the Amulet of Seasons to spring. So, as we return to the episode splash that Dylan's remembering. Oh yeah, I'm getting so good at this now. Tonight's episode is episode 9. If the screen will change over episode. Good job, Roll20.
Hey, it happened for me.
There we go. Episode 9. Lessons. Outpost West. We come in as you are leaving Kulangan. A thick, soupy mist whirls about your feet as you walk along the rocky path leading from Kulangan east toward the desert, dampening the early morning sounds to a mere whisper. Your discovery yesterday is not far from your thoughts, especially for the little lord, poring over old books he purchased from the nomad herders as he lags distractedly behind the group, falling past Danjin. Mule has his face in one of these new... It's a very old book, but it's new to Mule. He's just sort of lagged back behind you. What do you do?
He's behind me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey there, buddy.
What do you want?
Okay, I'm sorry. I know you don't like me calling you buddy. I'll stop calling you buddy if you really want me to.
You could try using my name.
Have I never called you by your name?
He just looks over the edge of the book coldly.
I'm so sorry, Mule. And like Danny just gets really awkward and just like, what are you reading?
Why does it matter?
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to make conversation roll. It's really
Right. It's a
Well-
book on herbalism for the region. That's all.
Oh, neat.
If we're going to be headed toward the desert, I'd like to know if I can sort out what sort of plants might be there. They're going to be harder to find.
Yeah, they're much harder to find out there. Trust me. I got lost once. Well, I mean, more than once. But and there were no plants for like a really long time. About like a good 2 days, I think I didn't really find a plant. Fortunately, I had like some stuff in my bag and kept going, but yeah.
Right.
What about well,
I'm going to see what I can find there.
that's probably good. It'd be really helpful.
That's more or less the idea, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing it for fun.
Okay, so yeah, obviously. Daniel's like so exasperated by this conversation.
Mule is also exasperated by this conversation, which is illustrated by him sticking his nose right back into the book.
Yeah, and like I imagine we're getting to a point where is it getting kind of dusty now, like on the ground? Like are we still in the grasslands or
You're in the highlands, so everything's sort of rocky. There's still grass here
small
and there,
plants.
but it's not it's not the plains anymore, and it's not quite the desert yet.
Yeah, it's like semi-arid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so Danjon's kind of looking at his feet and scratches his head and is like, magic. Hey, we both do magic, right?
If you're trying to find common ground for us to discuss, I think our manner of casting magic is distinctly different.
I know, but isn't that like kind of cool that we do it completely differently and yet to the same amazing results for both of us equally?
That's debatable.
Well, I mean, you just said they're really different, so it's like apples and oranges, really,
That's
right?
If that's how you choose to understand it, then certainly.
um, do you want to talk about it? Have you ever met anyone that does magic? I've never met anyone other than Graham.
Yes, some of my sisters also use magic.
Oh, really?
It runs in the family.
It like runs in like you just from birth you come out and you got magic or
Yes. That's how it works for most people who use magic.
I didn't know that. I used to just sort of like, well, maybe you don't want to hear this. Do you want to hear it?
You're already talking.
To be honest, I would rather know more about you. Apparently, you could do this from birth. You seem very trained, and I find that really impressive.
That's because I am. I studied magic my whole life.
Can I ask what that was like?
A lot of reading.
A lot of reading, like reading.
Yes. A lot of reading. Books like this one.
Were there instructions in the book? What were you reading? I didn't read anything. Honestly, sometimes I would just go out on the beach and I would take my scarves and I would swirl my feet around in the sand and make shapes. Some of the shapes that Graham showed me. And then stuff would start happening.
That's because you use folk magic. It's different, like I said. I studied incantations and magical theorem for, I don't know, 5 years.
Whoa, that sounds really cool.
That depends on how you define cool.
Do you think you could teach me? Would I get better at magic if you taught me?
You're missing out on the most important question. Do I want to teach you?
Do you want to teach me? Dingen's terrified.
Right now, no. We have other important things to deal with.
Okay. Well, when the important things are done with, maybe we could, you could teach me. Maybe I could show you some of my folk magic.
When the important things are done, I'll be going home.
Okay, I got it.
He starts walking faster.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
There's literally like frost on. If this is the anime, as Mule walks away, Devin is covered with ice. It like cracks in half down the middle.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I would just like to apologize out of character.
No, it's fine.
The weather clears away while your conversation comes to an end, and you set yourself to climbing over the rough highland terrain. Let's get some condition checks, because I forgot those, and then we will do travel checks.
Cool. I know where my checks are.
I have a special modifier.
I think I'm fine.
Ooh, 11.
Oh my god. Y'all doing great with those condition checks. Okay.
Oh.
So if you got a 10 plus, you get to boost one of your stats for the day, as per usual.
We all did? Oh no.
Dex.
Almost all of you.
Almost all.
I don't actually know why I had a +3 there. That was weird.
That is weird.
Yeah, I had a
I
plus
didn't-
1 in mine, but I ended up deleting it because I don't know
Mine's
what it
normal.
was
Yeah.
from.
I don't. Oh, maybe.
And you went travel checks too?
Yeah, in just a second.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where that +3 is coming from.
Is it maybe terrain bonuses and penalties?
Oh, are they?
Those were checked. Let me
Okay,
uncheck those.
Yeah, if it's checked,
That might be
then
doing it.
That's probably it. All right,
Weird.
so you would have been at an 8 then.
Yeah.
All right, so Kiro and Lamb can boost stats. And yeah, so I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but this conversation early in the morning has just sort of put both because both of you rolled 8s. Like, your conditions are fine. They're not bad. They're pretty good, but they're not amazing like the other two. Like, Kiro and Lamb are doing stellar. But is the thing that
Feeling
keeps
good.
either of you from hitting that point just that conversation?
Mule hates nothing more than being interrupted when he's reading.
Yeah.
That is the fastest way to piss him off.
Oh no.
Congratulations, Danjin.
So Mule's off kilter from that, and then Danjin,
Yep.
is it just like that cold reception that
Oh, Danjin's already thinking about what his next step is to try and get Mule to talk to him. He's like, I will figure this out. He's having like this as he's like walking, he's having this internal monologue. He's like, I'm gonna crack this guy.
Oof.
Oh, buddy.
All right, let's get our travel
I'll get you a chart
checks.
for all those buttons so you know where
But
not to
Beats,
push.
he's not paying attention. He's not paying attention to anything else. He's sort of just like ruminating, like, okay, what do I
Right.
do next?
Right.
Yeah.
In true Danjin style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill's trying to find the spot he left off in his book and just being irritated that he has to do that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Travel. Oh, not bad. Oh no, that's not good.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, it is bad.
All right. So close. All right. So the difficulty today is 8.
Yes,
Um.
just hit it.
So, Kiro and Lamb are doing fine. Danjin and Mule both need to reduce their HP by half.
Yeah.
Although, I need to double check because, like, I'm usually riding a horse.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So you would have gotten a +1.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're good. Stangen's too.
Depending on the level of the terrain.
Yeah, it might not apply. What's
What-
the
what
terrain
level is
level
it?
we're at?
It's highlands
Let me find Horsey.
or rocky.
I always
think.
forget about her.
Yeah. So it's level 2 terrain.
It's level 2 terrain.
Mhm.
Cool. It applies.
All right. So yeah,
Level 2 or less.
you get your +1. You just barely make it and keep your
Yay.
HP. Danjin, so what shenanigans does your distractedness get you into?
So, Danjin is inconspicuously, but trying to be conspicuous about casting some magic
Mm-hmm.
while following Mule. He's like dancing. He's doing his dancing. He's got like some breeze stirred up from some of his like very petty magic that he can do. And then he casts Briar No No, which I don't have my little phrase for right now, but he casts Briar No No, and does like the dance and totally fumbles it. And before anyone really notices, or they do notice, he gets the briars wrapped up around him and ends up about like 20 feet in the air, tangled up in his own briars.
Oh no.
And he just shouts, "Yep, I meant to do this." And he's kind of just like wriggling, trapped in these spiky.
All right, Dangen, that means you don't need help to
Plants.
get out, right?
Yeah, I'm good. Ow. Yeah, I'm good.
The
Cut about.
geep, which we've established is what they're called now.
Yes.
The geep
The
geep. So
stop
much.
to just sort of gnaw on the briars, like.
Thanks, guys.
We'll
Eventually,
get you out.
he shakes it off and comes down, but not without being like injured, actually injured by the
Scratched up.
plants.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you've still got
I'm
like some
good.
thorns stuck in you that you have to like.
Yeah, the next like 20 minutes is just Danjin like boink, boink, just pulling them out.
All right. You decide to take a break for lunch when you arrive at a serene lake fed by a lazy river. Birdsong drifts over to you from a small stand of pine trees near the shore, mingling with Danjin's uncomfortable utterances as you begin to set up. Lamb sits a short way off, a perplexed look on her face as she looks at the lacquer box containing the amulet of seasons. And as we see this, we are at the top of the hour. We're going to take our first break. When we come back, we'll find out what is troubling Lamb, our usually unshakable farmer. See you soon. Welcome back to episode 9 of Ryuutama Seyo, aka Travel. So, Lamb, you are sitting just a short ways away so that you can like get some distance from the tension, I think, that was going on over there.
Not that she's afraid of tension. It's healthy.
It's distracting, though.
They need to stew in it.
Yeah, there we go. And you've got this box on your lap, and sort of I don't know if it's necessarily bothering you, but it's your intuition isn't telling you much, right? Normally you trust your gut, and your gut tells you what you need to know, and you're good. It's a wonderful symbiotic relationship. But you have noticed that the amulet just hasn't been acting the same way that it used to, right? It used to be you got into a jam and you popped open the box and then the amulet would help you out. And there have been a few occasions where that's happened, but it's been a lot less helpful, I suppose. And I think that's sticking out to you. So who amongst the group is gonna see Lamb off on her own, like puzzling over this box?
Well, I think Kiro's trying to avoid the Danchin mule tension, so she'd probably be like, I'm just gonna polish my glaive facing the east direction. Oh, Lamb! Look, Lamb, oh, hi! And they like use that as an excuse to not have to be over there.
What are you doing way over there? Let me tell you.
Completely far away from these two.
Yeah, she's just like looking at, probably holding the box, looking at it.
I think Kiro would like, because Lamb's so small and Kiro pretty tall, so she kind of like set her glaive down and crawl over, so she's looking over Lamb's shoulder. So what are we looking at?
The box. The amulet box.
Are we gonna open it?
I don't think I can open it. It's normally locked unless it wants to be unlocked.
Well, have you tried recently?
I try to open it.
It's locked.
She'll hold it out. You want to try?
I mean, I've not tried before, so yeah.
You can't use any tools on it because you don't want to break it. But...
No, I don't want to break the box. It wouldn't be a very effective box if it was broken, and then we'd have to like find another box. So no, you know.
I know. I just wanted to say something.
I might be able to fix the box, though. I know I can repair things now. But I learned it from some of the people at Kulangan. But yeah, no, I guess it's locked. So like, why are we looking at a box?
Well, I know that you guys weren't with us the first time that we, you know, took the amulet.
Yeah.
But last time, whenever we got into trouble, it would start to like vibrate, and then it would open up, and then I would use the amulet, and it would fill me with magic, and then I would be a conduit of that magic.
Yeah, that's how magic works.
Yeah, and it hasn't been doing that really at all for a while. It did a little bit at the beginning, but it's been quiet.
Well, you know, no one's born with magic, so like, you just gotta
suck it out from the things that are magical around you.
Exactly. Yeah, you like siphon the energy. It's like suck it all in. So maybe the amulet needs to rest for a bit. Because you know, summer can be like.
Or maybe we just haven't been in like grave danger enough.
You know, we haven't. I mean, I'm not going to complain that we haven't been in grave danger since, you know, Danjin joined along. So maybe it's, you know, we're just.
Maybe you guys are good luck charms.
Maybe, I don't know. But you know, if it does jiggle around a bit, then you should definitely try opening it and using the magic. But until then, I wouldn't worry about it too much. If we're not in serious danger.
Well,
that's probably why.
But what if it's sick?
Well, have you shook it? Does it sound sick?
I can shake it, but I don't exactly remember 100% what it sounded like when it wasn't sick.
All right, well maybe we should like monitor it, like see if it.
But if I was sick, I wouldn't want someone to shake me around.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. You may have gotten like tossed around a bit. Jostled when we had to cocoon you. And,
Well,
like,
I was
there like, a swamp.
unconscious.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't think an amulet is completely conscious. Maybe.
No, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we should just gently slide it a bit so we can monitor its sound. So if it sounds like heavier or lighter, we'll know it's either gaining or losing weight, because that's what happens when you get sick.
Do you think an amulet could lose weight?
I don't know. I've never encountered a sick amulet before. I
We
would
should
imagine
probably.
because it siphons energy, if it's getting lighter, it's probably losing energy and it would weigh less.
I was gonna ask or say that we should ask Mule that if magic weighs anything, because if it's losing its magic and magic weighs something, then it would be losing weight.
I mean, why wouldn't it weigh anything? I mean, why wouldn't it weigh something?
Every time I've used magic, I haven't felt heavier.
But you felt
felt
you were
more
stronger because
powerful.
of the
Yeah.
magic, so you wouldn't notice the effect.
Danjin wanders over and goes, "Hey guys, can I weigh in on this conversation?
Oh my god.
I think I know a little bit about."
All right, Danjin, I need you. All right, just stand over here.
I think magic weighs
We're gonna
more.
do a science experiment.
Well, I have
Right
an
here.
idea too. Well, you could pick up Danjin and see.
Yeah, and see how much he
heavy-
weighs, and
and
then
then
I'll
make
ask
him do
him to cast
magic.
magic, and I'll pick him up while he's
Even
casting the
heavier.
magic.
But
This is
should he
foolproof.
be heavier or should he be lighter? Because he's expelling the magic.
Well, I'll hold him the whole
I'll
time
draw it towards me.
while he's
How about
drawing
that?
it in,
Well,
and then
don't
I'll see if
steal-
it's heavier.
If you steal it from the amulet, though, it'll get sicker.
We'll stand
Not
over
from the
here.
amulet. Mm-mm.
Okay.
I'll pull it from the air.
Pull it
Okay.
from the water.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I lift up Danjin. I kind of heft him a
How
little bit.
heavy do I feel?
I mean,
Roughly.
The way
You're
she's
not-
holding you, it looks like you're really light.
yeah. I mean, I'm
just
pretty-
flopping around.
Well, I wouldn't go too heavy on the cookies though.
Thanks, sis.
You're welcome.
Um,
All right, now
okay.
cast something.
so,
gauge the weight.
what are you saying my measurement is right now? If you had to guess, this has to be
okay.
scientific.
All right, I'd say you're about 3 a net of tilapia. A net full
Okay.
of tilapia.
A
Yeah.
net of tilapia, and now we're
Uh-huh.
aiming we're gonna see if I weigh more than a net.
Or less.
Or
We
less.
want to know. We want to know
Yeah.
if there's any
This is science
difference.
right here.
Mhm. This is science.
Is it?
Dylan, do you want me to
Is
roll
it?
anything for this?
Science.
I believe the rules say if you're gonna cast some magic, you need to
Not roll a fumble.
You need to roll a spell check. So what are you casting?
Draw the magic in.
I don't know if I have a specific
Yeah,
spell.
draw it in, and then pause a second, and then let it out. See if you change in weight.
Oh god.
Oh, I don't gonna cast. I don't have a spell phrase for this yet.
Mhm.
Maybe this is something folksy that he's picked up along the way.
We're just using that right now.
Yep, he's owning it.
It's folk magic.
He's gonna cast Call Squall Code, which makes it rain.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Which won't make him heavier, obviously.
I mean,
Rain will have nothing to do with his change in weight.
yeah.
That will
okay.
have absolutely nothing to do with the heaviness of the tilapia.
No.
It's like a net full of tilapia.
It's like a net full of tilapia that's been
about
rained on.
about a little over 100 pounds.
So which
120?
is that a incantation spell, or which season does it belong to?
It's a ritual. That will take too long. That takes an hour, doesn't it?
It takes 10 minutes.
Oh.
Actually,
it
wait.
takes
I
10 minutes.
don't remember. The 10
I
minutes is
wrote 10
D&D.
minutes.
Is it the
Rituals
same?
take like an hour.
We got
yeah.
time.
Ritual magic. Yeah, it's an hour.
How much time do we got here? No.
Listen,
Kira's just
lunchtime.
holding you
Lunch
for
is
an
roughly
hour.
an hour.
Okay, if we're hanging out.
Yeah,
okay.
I'll just pick them up and weigh them every so often.
We get really
Yeah.
bored watching you ritualize rain.
Magic is int and spirit, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Check your books, Mule. Yeah. Not a fumble.
Yeah, and which season is this for?
This is a summer
Summer.
magic.
Okay, there we go. Lasts 10 minutes. Some sudden, powerful, but extremely accurate rain shower, pouring down water as if a barrel was upended. The water is drinkable and fills all available water skins and barrels. Cool. So where are you dumping this water?
Accidentally over your mule.
You're going to die.
But not on Mule, right? Just like right next to or something like that?
Like, just very close to him.
Okay, so Mule, you're reading your book. Everybody sort of wanders off until Lamb and Kiro come back to like...
Well, he's definitely getting heavier as he draws it in.
They're talking about Danjin getting heavier or something.
Yeah, he's
Talking about-
listening.
And after like lunch is prepared, most of you, everyone except Danjin starts eating. Mule, you're keeping to
feed him.
yourself. You feed Danjin
Yeah.
while he's doing his thing. Mule,
And then I pick him up and I'm like, he's getting a little heavier.
Is
Working.
he damp right now? Danjin,
Uh,
that is.
How big
No.
is the squall? Does it say? I don't have the PDF open. right now.
It says like as if a barrel was upended, so I'm
Okay,
assuming
so,
like
So it's a
2
downpour.
foot.
it's like a person-sized
Mhm.
area.
Okay.
And eventually Danjin stops, and then there's just a deluge right next to you, and like water begins immediately pooling around next to you and like around
Yeah.
your feet. And
He grabs his stuff and moves away, and in the space of an instant, he simply turns around and flings out his hand and utters "Grave Glacier"
Oh,
at
no.
Danjin. Gonna freeze him in a block of ice.
oh my god.
I drop him first.
Okay.
I told him
So I'm gonna roll
Not
that.
later.
So the rules for
PvP.
the rules are pretty quiet about PvP, but we've established previously
It doesn't
when
do damage. It just freezes him in a block of ice.
right.
Yeah.
But you'll need to beat his condition on your magic
Okay.
check.
Okay.
So you'll need an 8 or higher. Oh, oh my god.
Yeah.
And the target is frozen in a glacier, trapped until the ice melts. Physical attacks have no effect on the glacier, though in sunny weather it will melt in a day. In cold weather, however, the glacier may never melt.
And
Check.
Danjin's gonna melt out in a day.
And he's gonna sit back down and go back to reading.
Well, I feel like we didn't get an accurate measurement if he got lighter when he released it because I had to drop him, but he was definitely getting heavier as he drew it.
Magic
No.
doesn't make you heavier.
Mule, can you melt him, please?
Just did an experiment. He got heavier.
Oh, it'll
Just like
The sun will melt it.
Can you melt it faster?
Chibi Danjin is in the ice, just like twitching.
Maybe with a shooting star, but that might hurt him.
Kiro,
Don't
maybe...
worry, I'll carve him out.
Oh, how warm is the lake? Because we're by a lake, right?
It's not exceptionally warm. Like how does
But it-
yeah, because warmer water sinks to the bottom, right? Colder water rises to the top. So if you wanted
No,
No, it's the other way.
it's the other way because cool air seems cool.
Thank you. Right. I was
Colder is
thinking
heavier than
'cause
warmer.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean you could try and bob him into the lake, but he might
You know
sink.
what? I've got a better idea. I'll like kind of carve holes in either side, and I'll put him on a spit, and I'll put him over a fire and start thawing him out.
I go to the amulet. And I start
Is it
kinda
heavier? Is
shaking.
it lighter?
Does it feel any different?
It does not.
Well, it's keeping stable then. That's good. It's in stable condition.
Yeah. Well, now we're stuck here till he melts out.
Well, I mean, just really until he melts down enough so I can carry him. So he doesn't have to be like all the way out, just less cube-like, maybe more oval. Yeah. No,
We could grab onto it and it would start melting from the outside. That
That's
would
what
make us cold, but
That's what this fire's for.
So are you actually trying to like carve holes in the side and
Oh yeah,
We can just put him next to the fire,
but he won't melt evenly.
but it'll be really
around.
heavy. We can just melt him on the face side first.
Okay. We'll just. Oh, I know. We'll put him next to the fire and we'll fan it, the heat in that direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll put blankets over it too. I don't know if that'll.
No, that'll just insulate the cold. We need it to
Okay.
evaporate off.
We could just take a rope and tie him and let one of the geep or the horse
And
drag
drag
him.
him.
They're already carrying all of our shit.
It's true.
The horse isn't. She's just carrying Mule most of the time.
Yeah, so trying to thaw Danjin by the fire, you find that your efforts are not as rewarded as you had perhaps hoped. The ice is like it melts, but it melts very slowly. Like a full like person-sized block of ice has just so much like don't do science on stream, kids. Thermal potential.
more-
I don't fucking remember what the terms are for it.
We need more fire. That's the answer. I'll build a fire around the ice cube. So the ice cube's in the center.
out?
Well, as the ice melts, it'll create water, which will put out the fire eventually once enough of it melts down.
Do you think I'll be okay?
Oh yeah.
It's magical
100%.
ice. I'm sure he's fine.
It's fine.
If he starts if he looks a little pink, we'll just pull him out before then.
The objective was not to cook Danjin. The objective was just to quiet him down.
Well,
If they're looking like they're struggling with this, Meal is gonna just grab a rope and start tying it around the glacier.
Gotta
And
get through the fire first. I've already lit that sucker.
that's what Candy Ice Cube is for.
all right.
Meanwhile,
Okay.
inside the ice, we hear the inner monologue of Danjin.
Yeah, what
I'm
is he
still
thinking?
going to be his best friend. It will happen.
Oh my god.
Just his little twitching face in the ice.
Good luck.
He's saving me from this fire. Kira's burning me.
Returning to the road,
Eventually.
Eventually.
Mule
A late
consults
start.
his maps and begins charting your route for the remainder of the day. Mule, if you could make a direction check, please,
Yep. Mostly in peace and quiet now. It's great.
as you slide the Danjin cube along the.
Yep. Yep. Scotty will be dragging him along. She doesn't mind.
16. Yeah. Okay, you're fine. Isn't that a crit? Isn't 2 8s a crit?
Yeah.
Why doesn't it say?
2 8s a crit or 2 max on the die?
Like 2 max on the
Well,
die.
thought
you're
I
rolling
thought it was-
d10s.
Yeah, you're rolling d10.
Oh,
so.
it's is it 6s and max?
It's 6s and max, I think.
Okay.
actually.
Okay. 6s
Yeah.
and max, not okay. All right, got it. So you successfully chart out a path that you think will carry you where you need to go, and hopefully eventually you'll have a party member. How? I don't even need to ask how that looks because I think we've already established how that looks. I think that looks a lot like a very calm mule. Lamb and Kiro, how are you reacting to all this? Because Mule is just pulling Danjin along behind his horse now.
He's gonna get grass burn eventually. It depends on I think that the legs are gonna thaw first because that's what's getting all the friction on the ground, and friction creates heat. Science.
It's gonna be a little waddling cube.
Once his legs are free, he can start walking. Just do a top heavy.
If Meal has anything to say about it, his head's gonna be the last thing to thaw.
Or we can rotate the cube every so often so he thaws out, cutting it even.
I actually like this image for the rest of the day. That slowly it melts upwards. So the rest of the day just walking with an ice
Danjin
cube on
eventually
his
thaws
head.
out as we make camp for the night.
Yeah.
I think Lamb was already kind of in a weird mood
Mhm.
from her lack of feeling from the amulet, and this just made that worse.
Kira's in scientist mode right now. She's like, well, we know magic weighs more. His dungeon got heavier when it was casting. And now we're going to see how fast it takes to thaw a human ice cube. Friction versus fire.
Scientist Kiro at work.
Yep. Experiments.
She's just the researcher from Attack on Titan. That's it.
God.
All right, so Lamb, you're in sort of an odd mood. How's that manifesting?
I think she's a lot quieter than normal. Just kind of like walking along, holding the amulet, checking on Danjin and Kira doing her science experiments.
I even got like one of Danjin's notebooks. I'm like taking notes.
Like erasing a poem and writing science notes in its place.
But I think like normally her energy is really high and she's kind of like all over the place.
Yeah.
But she's just kind of like, I mean, she's, keeping up just fine, but just a little bit more low energy than normal.
Mule, do you react to that at all, or do you just keep to your books and your navigating?
Well, in general, Mule is occasionally checking on Danjin to like make sure he's okay in there.
Oh yeah, he's fine. Grave Glacier,
That was a new spell.
You're just there.
He was definitely just testing out a new spell.
Oh, great.
He's not gonna tell anyone that, but making sure it's okay. I think he's occasionally glancing over to Lamb, but probably not gonna say anything for the moment.
All right. Then the day draws on toward evening, and an unseasonably chill wind whistles through the hills, not helping Danjin with his situation at all. A tangy iron smell reaches your nose right before the animals balk and begin to panic. Before you realizing what's happening, the bear is upon you.
Well, get us a bear, guys! I was about to say, I'm going hunting. But the food came to me.
The hunt came to you.
Jeez.
I take the large slab of meat out of my bag that I've been carrying.
You were, I think actually, Kiro is the most accessible, so Kiro is going to be the one that's sort of facing the brunt of this. You were just walking along the road, minding your own business, like you normally do, and as described, all of a sudden this bear like lunges from behind sort of a rock off to one side of the road toward you, Kiro.
Right,
and
met me, bear.
it's time for initiative.
Suddenly bear.
Oh my God, Lamb! Holy fuck balls!
Damn.
Right, initiative.
Oh, that's right.
I think that caps out at 12.
It does.
Oh.
Oh.
It's okay.
Other end of the spectrum.
Wait, didn't we talk about this before? If it goes off or not?
I think we did, and my having further reviewed the combat rules, going off of the scale is just
nice.
too strong. So I'm capping it at 12.
Okay.
All right, and Mule got a 10. All right. So we got Kiro all the way down at 4.
1 and a 3. A D10 and a D6. It's okay. Maybe I'll hit it real good.
And combat objects, battlefield objects. 5 of them. What are some things that are laying around here?
Danjin.
Tangent.
Can we use
Danjin's laying around here.
Yep.
Please. I'm gonna hit the bear with an ice cube.
Yep.
I'm so sorry. I laugh, but I'm also sorry.
All right, so we've got Danjin.
A stick.
It's always a stick with you.
Listen, they're everywhere. Have you
They
ever
are.
gone somewhere and never seen a stick?
Yes.
Well, they're here.
Well, to go with sticks, I guess there's stones.
Yeah, there's rocks.
Okay.
Some grass.
Maybe there's like I forget what the term is for them, but like a drift of gravel.
Yeah.
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 actual word for that? It's a type of cone.
Are we like full into deserty territory yet, or are we still kind of
This is still
grasslands?
rocky.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta get the outpost on the edge.
A drift, that should be a drift of gravel. A drift.
How about like
The
some
drift
like
gravel.
some very pokey scrub type plant?
Yeah.
Pokey scrub.
A dry shrub,
Yeah.
Pokey.
which is not a dry shrub. Wow, am I typing today? A dry shrub and Summer, you said rocks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A rock. All right.
If we fight anything in the desert, I have the perfect object. I'm writing it down right now. So we don't forget.
All right. Lamb, you were at the top of initiative. You go first.
Yeah.
And actually, let me bring us to the screen so that
Come at me,
chat
bear.
can see combat.
Okay. I'm trying to look at all my. What is this? I don't remember what any of my shit is.
Oh no, Summer.
Cause this is okay. Wait. I guess I'll just punch him.
Okay.
Because I can do that.
Mhm.
So here I go. It's my fists. Yeah.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. And here goes my damage. Woohoo! 3.
3. Okay.
Three damage straight to
so
a bear's face.
How much armor does this guy have? I think it's So you see this bear like lunge out at Kiro and you punch it in the face and it is a big motherfucking bear. This is not like a little bear. This is like a grizzly bear that is attacking Kiro, and like your punch connects, but you don't get the effect you were kind of hoping for. You were maybe expecting to like knock it off balance and away from Kiro, but instead you just sort of like, I don't know, bruised it a little.
If I got its
hopefully.
attention, that's fine. Like
it
if I hit it hard
seems-
enough for it to notice me.
It seems pretty focused.
On Kiro?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And actually, since you're looking at its face, you can see that you can like see the whites of its eyes. Its pupils are like itty bitty.
Oh. Does it seem cursed?
I don't know. Does it?
I mean, I would
Roll
say
a check
yes.
for curses.
I would probably say yes if I hit it right in the face and I'm right
Roll.
here.
Roll int.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Crocky, what's that? Can I roll int too?
Well, what's the monster knowledge? Is that int?
That's
int?
int.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd let you
Yes.
roll monster damage for the bear.
Yeah.
Manster knowledge.
I got a 10 for curse? Question mark?
Oh wow, yeah.
Whoa!
And it's you have to beat its level, I think.
We both got a 10.
And I'm pretty sure you did that.
It's a bar.
It is
That's
a bear.
bar. Is a curse bar?
It is not.
Is it tasty bar?
It's just regular? Does it have rabies? That's a different
It
thing.
Regular or
is-
extra cursey?
It is a scared
Do you want it
bear.
medium?
It's scared
It
Of
is
Kiro?
terrified.
of Kiro.
You're not sure?
Or
And yes,
Scared
it is a
of
bear. So Kiro, let's see, monster
Yeah.
knowledge. It's been so long since we did monster knowledge. What do you get to know off of that? Do you remember?
That's an
One
excellent question.
second. Hold on. I can tell you.
Because you have your magic Trello board.
I do. Blah blah blah. Target number for it is the sum of terrain and weather, unless you choose otherwise.
Okay, so you still pass.
On a successful check, the GM will tell the player the monster's level and give an idea of its main capabilities and ability scores.
Oh,
Okay, its level
bear.
is
Bitey.
5. Its main capabilities are its strength.
Yeah.
Uh,
Restless bear.
and this is a significant bear. For using mechanical terms, it is an elite enemy. It has had the elite enemy
Oh boy.
Ryujin ability cast on it. So it's a big beefy bear. and also is immune to all status effects. So, that aside, Mule, it is your turn.
Yep. I think I'm gonna shoot it with magic, cause
That's what you
why
do.
not? That's what I do. So, as per usual, when he gets battle ready, his book flies open and hovers on its own.
Mhm.
And he points at the bear and says, starts to say the words, but I'm gonna roll the magic check first to make sure I don't fuck it up. As soon as I find where that is.
All right. And what's this thing's condition?
It's 8 on initiative.
Is this against initiative or condition? Which
Condition.
so your spell goes off, but it will miss.
Okay. Well then, we're done. Next.
So, and which spell was that again?
Shooting star.
Yeah, so you
It's a single target spell, so it won't work.
Yeah, you cast the star out and it or I think it does hit, but the bear it's been driven to distraction, so it just doesn't notice in its berry rage. Does it hit Danjin? No.
No.
No,
I didn't fumble. Jeez.
Danjin is where Danjin is. And as your shooting star singes its fur, it comes down on Kiro, and I need to make a roll. Accuracy. Yep, that hits. Damage. Oh, that is so lucky. You take 2 points of damage.
Oh, okay.
What's your armor?
My armor. Oh, I have 1 armor.
Yeah, so you only take the 1. So this thing is lunging forward for you with both of its paws and its mouth. Lamb punches it in the side of the head. Mule's shooting star slams into its side, and just barely between the two of them, they manage to push it off course enough that it doesn't immediately take you down to the ground and try to eat you. So you just get caught on the arm with a claw. And it's your turn.
Right. I'm gonna use this drift of gravel to do a Kiro drift, and she's gonna slide and try to run her glaive down the side of this bar.
Nice.
So
All
that
right,
gives
you
me
got
a
socks
plus-
on the hardwood floor. You're going for
Basically.
it. Oh, whoop.
Yeah. All right. So.
Wrong one. Drift gravel. There we go. Yeah,
11?
that hits.
Nice.
For 4 damage. Okay. Again, you slide to the side and cut in at one of its legs, but the thick fur sort of impedes your strike. And rolling back around, Lamb, this thing is now scared and hurt. And Kiro has gotten out of immediate danger, but now just the two of you are right next to the biggest motherfucking bear you've ever seen.
No,
What do
come
you
back,
do?
bear. Come bite me again.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make you angry.
I'm gonna pick up a stick on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
and
The nearest stick.
and I'm going to try and charge it and drive it off with the stick, get some pokey action into it, and
Okay.
yeah. So does that give me a +1 on my accuracy check?
Yes.
How do sticks work? Okay, here we
Yes. Using an item for an attack gives you
Yeah.
+1 on accuracy.
go. Here we go. Yes. I
All
do
right.
hit it.
Deal your damage.
11.
Oh my god.
Welcome to I am one strong child.
Yeah, so I think you run at it with this stick and you just swing like a baseball bat and hit it so you catch it on its chest and lift it a full foot up off the ground and back a couple feet.
Yeah.
And it slides in the dirt and the rocks, kicking up a dust cloud. and
I'm like,
and
get out of here,
roars.
bear.
It roars that same roar that is in every single video game, movie, and TV show that has a bear. Go ahead and just roll roll spirit for me,
Okay,
Lamb.
sure.
Don't scare away dinner.
6. Not amazing, but
Yeah, I think it's more angry than spooked off at this point.
that's fine. I'll just keep hitting
It's-
it till it is either dead or gone.
Yeah, it's pretty much it's picked fight or flight, and it picked fight at this point.
Bummer.
So Mjol, it is your turn.
Can
It's
I
sort of like
quickly Can I quickly say what Danjon's doing?
being in a block of
Okay.
ice.
Yeah, he's literally, I think the way that the ice, like where we stopped, is that
Mhm.
he's not facing the battle. And so he's just like, why did we stop? What's happening? This is like just the cutaway to Danjon. What's going on?
We see the block of ice like wiggling side to side as it like turns very slowly on a point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Slowly shaking it to try and shimmy.
Can
Yeah. I think the
I'm gonna-
bears. Go ahead.
can I don't want to hurt Danjon, but I would like to
Mhm.
break that block of ice.
Okay.
He's an
Above the
object
table
robot.
talk here.
Yeah.
Assuming I use attack of the killer object and wing Danjon at the bear, would that maybe break the block of ice?
I am an
There's-
object.
There's a chance. I would
I'd love to see it.
I would say
would
yes,
love
it's
that.
possible. I'm not gonna have Danjon get hurt by that maneuver either
Okay.
way.
Okay. That's what I wanted to make sure. As long as Danjon doesn't actually get hurt by that, I'm game to do
No,
it.
Danjon is
Cool.
super safe in this ice.
It's my ice armor.
Like,
Yeah, like nothing can hurt you, so there's that.
Yeah.
This is a good like defense tactic now. Freeze the weak one in the block of ice.
yeah,
That's literally what it's supposed to be for.
is it?
Kinda. That's the
That's
way it's
amazing.
written.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
Okay. Well, then I think I will do that, I guess.
all right. So, what does attack of the killer object look like for Mjol?
All right. Yeah, he's gonna glance back at where Danjon is. I need to find my spell. Hold on. I have too many spells. There we go. So he just says, "Arise, O spirits, and seize your vengeance! Attack of the killer object!" And with a swipe of his hand, the thing will lift up, assuming the check doesn't bomb.
Yeah, and if I remember, attack of the killer object doesn't require a condition.
Nope, it does
Yeah,
not.
It just deals the damage.
Yeah, as long as it's not a fumble.
Mm-hmm.
So fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Nice. That is not a fumble.
So it's gonna do 1d6 damage.
All right. And yeah, Danjon, you're like wobbling from side to side, trying to turn around, and then all of a sudden you feel like your stomach lurch as you're lifted up through the air. The rest of you see this block of ice slam into the side of the bear. And this ignores, does this ignore armor too?
I don't know if it says.
I think it does. I think magic in general ignores armor.
I think, yeah, as a general rule, magic ignores armor. Because it usually targets condition, not initiative.
Yeah. So the rest of you see like the block of ice that Danjon is in lift a little bit off the ground and then just fly at the bear, hit the bear in the side, and then tumble end over end, which, Danjon, you just see the whole world go spinning
Yeah.
in weird directions as you bounce off some of the rocks. You are not... I was gonna have it break if you rolled max damage. So you are not broken out of your ice, but you are like dunk, lodged in the side of a hill a little ways off, upside down, and now
Oh,
you have a
goodness.
view. Or actually,
Yeah,
no, I
like-
think you don't have a view still. The combat. So you're just like
Oh, no.
upside down, facing away from the party. You're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Someone tell me
Everything's
what's
fine.
going on.
Everything's fine.
I thought I saw a bear for a second.
Yeah, he's like, was that a bear?
And then,
So sorry, Danjin.
and then the bear is going to attack.
Bite me! Bite me!
Is it gonna attack Kiro or Lamb? I think Lamb has dealt the most damage so far,
She
so
has.
it's gonna attack Lamb.
Come at me.
It came at you.
Yeah, it did.
And only 4 damage though, so
I have 2 armor,
so you take 2. And it lunges at you and gets one big paw on you. Have that like breastplate, right? That's what your armor is.
Yeah.
And so it gets one big paw on that, and it's not that it's cutting you; it's that it slams you into the ground and knocks the wind out of you.
Right.
And so you've just got this huge bear paw on you as you're pressed into the gravel. Kiro,
Yes.
it's your turn.
It's my turn. Cool. I'm a try to back this thing into a dry shrub. Get its bottom pricked with pokers. Kind of like, frick,
Okay.
frick. Just jabbity at it. There's no one likes stickers in their bottom.
That's true. That hits.
Bite me!
All right. So it roars in pain and confusion as you like jab it with the glaive, and then it gets jabbed from the other side with the pokey shrub.
Double
But
poke.
it's still got that paw on Lamb. And Lamb, it's your turn. What are you gonna do?
Punch it.
What does Lamb ever do?
You know the way that I do. I'll grab that rock and try and like, because it's got like a paw on me, right?
Mhm.
And try and like smash in with the rock. Just like
Okay.
probably like grab it from the side and smack it upside the head or whatever. Okay, there
right.
you go. Yeah, I think that hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's a 7. That's a 9. Yes, just barely. Go ahead and roll damage.
7.
Nice. Yeah. So you're being pressed in, and you can feel the rocks digging into the back of your armor. And you reach over and grab this rock, dome the bear in the side of the head. It stumbles off to the side, shakes its vision clear, but it's moved off of you, and you can get back to your feet as it takes just a lot of damage. Oh my god. At this point, it's covered. It's got blood running down, like anime blood. It's not like super like kid anime blood. It's not super gory or anything, but it's got some blood running down one side of its face. It's got like that singed mark on the side. It's got a big ol' like, I think it has a limp from where it got hit by the ice block. Mule, it is your turn. What are you gonna do?
Shoot it. I'm gonna
All right.
shoot it. Not with my magic for a change.
a
I'm gonna
bow?
shoot it with the bow.
Wow,
Whoa,
we haven't seen that in a long
heyo.
time.
Fancy
Well,
shooter.
Fancy, fancy.
he's actually pretty okay with it
Also, you
usually.
should probably be in the back area. Now that I think about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, thank you. Much obliged. Don't put me in the front row. It's scary up there.
I just eat you in one round.
Oh God.
That hits.
Sweet.
Shoot it real good. Nice.
Although, maybe take away 2 because I'm not sure why that modifier's there. That might
Yeah.
have been from magical stuff.
Oh yeah, I think the
Yeah,
the
it's
2
Dex int
the 2
minus
to hit.
2.
The-
No, the extra 2 on damage was from
gotcha.
Oh.
the magic I normally use before I
Yeah,
use my
so
bow.
it was just
Gotcha.
the 5. All right.
Because my bow's Dex plus int minus 2 to hit. So.
Mine is higher because I've got like double mastery in it.
Oh, gotcha.
Thanks, Noble.
Yep.
So what does it look like as you're still mounted on Scotty, right? As you or
I
have you
think for a
dismounted?
fight he probably dismounted.
Okay. So
So-
what does it look like as you
get down.
It's safer up on the horse.
I mean,
I can run
Arguably-
away.
arguably yes. I mean, either way. He draws and aims. Probably he would aim to find a way to like disable it. So
Okay, so you're like
Use
aiming
a
for
limb
one of
or
the-
an eye or something.
Yeah.
That nose will mess it up. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I think you catch it in the breast, like between the shoulder joints,
Yeah.
and it pulls backwards and starts to sort of weave back and forth, and it swipes lazily at Lamb, trying its best to stay alive, and misses. And as it swipes, it just sort of stumbles down onto the ground. Kiro, what do you do?
I would like to hit it with my glaive! And I realize now that apparently weapon mastery gives you +1 to accuracy. I looked it up, and so I've been fighting wrong this whole time. So, because I have like 3
Suddenly
master
Kira gets
weapons,
more
I'm so
effective.
much better at fighting than I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be.
Because that's
So,
from the
yeah.
that's from the fighting
My
type?
fighter archetype, yeah.
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 I guess I've not been using that, so let's use that now. Boop. Yeah, that's great.
Ooh.
That.
Yeah. And so we see Kiro like do her badass swing around and like lunge the
I'm suddenly more proficient with my glaive.
yeah.
She
like,
just
lunge.
is suddenly real good.
Lunge the glaive forward, and we cut away to Danjin, I think, actually, and Danjin hears this sound and like you wince as you hear
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah, he's got nothing. He doesn't know what's going on anymore. I think he started counting. Like, I think he sort of sees the sky and was starting to get distracted by the clouds.
As
and
you do.
Like, that one's like a bunny. Mhm.
it's dead.
That's the cutaway. Oh,
Yeah, it is very dead.
It did.
Yes.
I would like to use my hunter ability
Would you?
and do some trapping.
Harvest
Please
that shit.
do.
Yeah, I do.
Didn't you also get trapping from
Yeah.
So
I
you'll get a +1 then, because if you had the same skill from 2.
Yeah, I
classes,
have
then
it from hunter and artisan.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Okay. I'll put that in there. Oh, 6.
And what does it need to beat?
It needs to be. I got it. Hold up. Monster level ×2. Yeah, I don't think that was the case.
Unfortunately, no.
This
You
is
were
monster
unable
level
to.
5. Yeah.
It's been.
Come on, Dix. I bumped you up today specifically for hunting and trapping.
It's been damaged in the fight. Like its pelt
too
is
bruised.
beyond repair, and the extent of the internal injuries spoiled the meat. So there's no salvaging this.
All right. Well,
Unfortunately.
it's too bruised up for us to eat it. So.
And actually, as you settle in, perhaps later for the night, a little ways away
All right.
from
Guess I
the
gotta
bear
go hunting.
corpse. We're at the top of an hour, so we're going to go to our second break, and when we return, we will find out if Kiro is successful in hunting or if her bad luck continues. See you soon. Welcome back to Ryuutama Seyo, aka Travel. So as you settle in for camp, who is doing the camping check? We know it's not Kiro.
Nope.
I think that's usually Mule.
It's usually Mule.
Seems to be the one who knows how to do that.
I can help.
I think it's usually me because I have that
Yeah.
bonus from being
Right.
But I don't know if I can help you guys.
I think you've, if we're going with the like thawing from the bottom up thing, I think you've sort of thawed like to your shoulders, so like you can
Okay.
move your elbows, but you can't
Awesome.
like
I can't talk.
you're a T-Rex.
Yeah. All right.
Got a big head and little arms, and I don't
Oh,
think this
God.
plan was thought out very well.
Yeah. So I get a modifier to that. So it's camp check.
Ooh, a 7. Was somebody helping?
8. Oh,
An 8? Oh, 8, 8. You're right.
Yeah.
Math is...
so
don't
it's
do
fine,
math on
right?
stream. Sorry about that, chat. Yes, people were muted. I missed the button.
Ooh.
We can speak.
So, Banjo is doing the camp check for the night, despite his lack of
He
movement.
just really wants to help, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, you do pretty well. You beat the terrain difficulty, so good job.
Heck yeah.
Which means journey rules, camp check. When you are successful, current HP is doubled for everybody, which I think means everybody goes back to full health. And all MP is recovered. Is this also the point where you're spending a ration? No, that is the condition check. All right. So, Kira, your friends begin setting up camp. Your brother trying his darndest. What
He's doing a great job.
What do you do?
Like every night, Dylan. Grab my bow and I grab my glaive.
Mm-hmm.
And I go out hunting in
Mm-hmm.
the wilderness. To get some food.
All
Because
right.
that's what's wandering around here. Just fields and fields of food.
Uh-huh.
Hopping, skipping, crawling, jumping, burrowing along. And so, I'm gonna concentrate real hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna spend a fumble point
Uh-huh.
to give me +2
Right.
to this hunting check. I'm gonna try to hunt me something out here in the Highlands. Something tasty.
That's really good. That's real good. If I remember correctly, you get a number of rations worth of food equal to the difference between the terrain or the topography,
Yep.
which is 8, and your roll, which was 10. So,
Yes.
I think you go creeping out and about into the hills.
It's because
And-
I spent 2 fumble.
Yeah.
It's because I spent.
I can bless you with luck next time.
Oh,
too.
that's awesome.
I ain't never been blessed with luck
If,
before.
if I feel like it.
Summer, is this while she's out? Are we like
This is a-
concocting her?
Yeah, well, because we have this big slab of meat that we bought.
Yeah,
that
we
brought
bought
with
it.
us. We
Yeah.
should. Lamb would probably like get it out to start cooking
Mm-hmm.
because like Kira will know if it's fresh or not, right? If she comes
Yeah,
back and like
right.
it's raw meat. So
Yeah.
so she would probably, because you're still kind of frozen, so she would probably be like, okay, I'm gonna get this out, we're gonna start cooking it, and then when she gets back, we're gonna be like, while you were gone, a
We went out
deer
hunting."
stumbled into the camp and we killed it, and
Mhm.
that's believable because she's seen us kill a deer before.
Mhm.
She's seen it
Yeah.
with her own eyes, so it makes sense that we would kill a deer.
Oh.
Kira, I think you find like a...
It says I actually receive a number of rations equal to the check result. Target
Oh,
number.
wow.
I thought it
But
was
the higher. It
minus
says,
the topography.
I don't see that anywhere on
Okay.
there.
Let me check. You might be right.
It does say the higher the result of the check, the more food you catch, but I have to make the check, the target number.
Is that hunting?
Mm-hmm.
Skills used. Camp check.
I'm just looking under the hunter.
Check result minus the target number, but cannot participate in the camp check.
Yeah, skill effect receive number
So, yeah.
equal to
Oh, okay.
equal to the check result minus target number, but cannot. Yeah. So you're getting
Okay.
2.
Okay, so it just doesn't say that under the hunter thing. So okie dokie.
Is that on the character sheet or in the?
No, I'm looking at the PDF. Receive a number of
Weird.
rations
It's-
equal check result target number, but cannot participate.
Oh, it's
check.
that
That's what it
dash.
is.
That dash is on minus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just written weird.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize that was minus. I thought it was, which is the
like
target
an
number.
M dash. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I was like,
Come on, book designers.
like, so I got 2 rations. I'm so happy.
Yeah, and I think you caught a particularly large badger.
Look at this badger. It was so big.
Oh, it's so cute though. But I
That's
love
the
it.
cutest
You can't
badger
kill
I've
it.
ever seen.
Yeah.
Not allowed. Okay, you catch a carrot.
She catches a tuber.
You catch vegetables.
I don't think that's
Look at this
hunting.
little badger.
Oh, look at her. Oh, baby.
Oh my god. An M dash is not a minus. That is correct. I think actually they might be using an N dash here, which is also not correct.
Yeah, still the same. Still a problem.
But oh well. It's at least 4
Anyway.
numbers. Sorry. Graphic design nerding done. Okay.
Yeah, no, I was like,
We should move on, or we'll be here a
One
while.
way.
All of us.
So you come back triumphant to the camp, holding aloft this dead badger, and you see.
They're expecting me not to come back with anything at all, and I've actually got something.
Yeah, but like Lamb and Danjin are like roasting this huge, like butchered animal on like a
Yeah.
spit over the fire.
And as you approach, you just see Danjin standing there looking at you smugly with his hands on his hips, like. Because he can't speak, so he's just gesturing.
Oh yeah,
He's still got eyes on his head.
You came back.
yeah. I got dinner.
We caught dinner while you were gone. This big deer just wandered into camp, and I was like, "Where's Kiro? She would love to kill this deer, but you had gone off to go kill whatever you've got there, and so we hacked it to death."
Does this look like deer carcass?
Lamb, go ahead and roll me 2d6.
Sure. 7.
Yeah, actually. A young deer, but
Small deer. Yeah, like
it's close
Well-
close enough.
I didn't hack it probably as good as you could.
it's great. I'm just gonna sit over here and eat my badger. I'll start a little
Well,
fire.
you can put the badger on here. We can eat that as a side,
No, it's okay.
like a potato
I'm gonna
side, but
eat
it's just
this
badger.
whole badger by myself.
Wipe
Neil is looking to like, yeah.
Make a little mini fire.
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay.
And she's a terrible cook.
Yeah. Could you roll? I think previously cooking has been int and spirit.
Sure.
So could you roll those for me?
Yes.
We'll
Hold
see
on.
if maybe you can cook it. Okay.
Mule has been watching this exchange and just kind of keeps looking to Lamb and Kiro like he's debating if he wants to blow the lid off this ruse.
Lamb would just cut you a look, like, please don't say anything yet.
You actually you do pretty good. Most of that is in the
Take the
butcher.
fur off first.
Yeah, most of that is in the butchering of the animal. You do a pretty good job there. You don't burn it, but it is sort of flavorless in the end. However, the venison, Lamb, how do you do on that? Let's see.
What do I roll?
Int and spirit. And
Okay,
actually,
hold on.
I'll let Danjin roll first, and if you get a 5+,
Okay.
it'll be a
Into
+1
spirit.
to. Yep,
Okay.
Okie dokie.
it'll give a +1 to Lamb. If
I
you
think I
get.
saw cooking tenderized venison from our
Oh my god! Yeah.
Do it.
first
Oh,
episode.
man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Extremely
Alright, here I go.
The rise.
Yeah.
And I will
Yeah.
concentrate. So that gives me +2 more.
Yeah, so you got total +3.
Yeah, here we go.
It's pretty good. You're working with good materials. and that helps a lot. You also you have the advantage of Danjin, who remembers to add things like salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Anything, any herb.
Yeah.
Seasoning is an important component.
It
of cooking.
really
Can we,
Who knew?
Can we say that at this point, because he's been working over the stove or the fire, that he's at least melted to his mouth now?
yeah.
It finally gets like, he like breaks it off. He's like, free!
Neil kind of raises a hand,
Forever.
vaguely threateningly.
Hey, sis, look what we did.
Do you want some of it?
No, I'm
As
good.
we're like slicing meat off to eat.
It's just like
It's like dripping, like sizzling onto the rocks with the fire.
I've got
Yeah.
badger for dinner and then a serving of badger bacon for the morning.
Oh, good. How's that badger tasting for you there?
Tastes like
It's all, like,
satisfaction.
yeah, you like how stringy and gray it looks?
Yeah,
Must
it means I
delicious.
successfully hunted
What?
something.
We'll have plenty left over, so if you want any, you can have some.
Did you remember to season it, Kiro?
What?
She wouldn't.
I think it had some dirt on it from where she was chopping the fur off, but
Ugh.
I don't know if that counts.
Trust me, Kiro would eat anything the way it is.
Like it's
Trust me.
like seasoning, like summer, like it's we're taking the amulet to.
No.
No.
Salt, pepper, herbs,
Oh,
spices.
Who's seasonings? I don't cook often.
Obviously
That's
not.
okay.
I just provide the resources to cook with.
We would have cooked it for you.
You could always eat the deer.
No, I
It
caught
was
this.
really
Yeah.
good.
I'm gonna eat this.
And it
Danja's
has
like
the same satisfaction of we caught it ourselves.
Danja's like slathering butter on the venison. Like...
I'll just grab a handful like of leaves off a nearby bush and just put it on.
Oh,
garnish.
that's not a good
That's-
idea.
That's what herbs look like. It's just the
Can you-
leaves.
Can you just roll a quick 2d6 for me, Lindy?
Sure.
Danjin just gestures to her like, this is what I'm talking about.
Oh
don't-
no.
Don't make yourself sick.
Trying
She's
seasoning.
doing that.
Oh, did she just grab like poison oak?
I
Basically.
have no idea.
All right, well,
Oh.
I think as
But
probably
how does
as
it?
she's
But how does it taste, Dylan?
How does
Real
poison
not
oak-
good.
yeah. I think
Okay.
though as she's doing this, Mule kind of notices and sees those leaves and is like, Kiro, no.
I'm trying seasoning.
She already ate them. It's not a big deal. There's nothing we can do about it now.
It's like kale, but somehow worse.
Because your tongue is going to itch for 3 days.
Oh God.
Oh Lord.
This is not good kale.
Oh.
It's probably out of season.
Maybe it's ornamental kale.
I like the idea
uh,
that maybe she'll have this taste in her mouth for like the next 3 days. Just won't leave.
you have successfully made disgusting food.
Yeah.
So you will have a -1 penalty to the next day's condition check.
Sure.
Oof. I will knock kale all I want, chat. You can have your bitter butthole vegetables and keep them to yourselves.
Well, fine then.
Anyway.
I put it
Anyway.
on pizza, Dylan. Shut up.
How dare you? That is true. There is more kale for people who actually like it. But yeah, so the rest of your night passes uneventfully, aside from Kiro having a hard time sleeping with your just whole face kind of
I
itching.
expect not that he expects she'll use it, but I think Mule probably made her a tea to help reduce the symptoms of whatever the hell it is she.
Oh, she'll drink
Put in her
it.
mouth.
She has no problems like drinking random. She's like, oh, cool, drink. That sounds great.
Yeah, that'll
And
help a little.
Danjin getting the rest of the ice block off of him.
Thank you, Mo.
Oh,
Don't
no.
just grab random leaves.
I thought might make it taste good.
Tangent's over with Lamb. Just like I once watched her eat a raw squid. Like she just took one of the legs and just started sucking on it and eating it. It was just revolting.
Wouldn't it get suckered to the inside of your mouth?
It did. Yep. It did.
Is Kiro a dog? Like,
Kuro is a street dog.
the worst basset hound.
And she kept eating
does it look
too.
like a food? I don't know. I'm gonna eat it.
I think
Smells good.
So, should we wait until the swelling goes down to tell her, or
I think Mule's got a covered.
well,
Mule.
You two.
it's kind of funny.
It's really funny.
It's actually really funny.
Maybe we should tell her.
Well, we can tell her in the morning when she's
Okay.
had some time to sleep off
Yeah.
the plant that she grabbed from.
That's going to stick with her until probably lunchtime tomorrow.
Well, then that sounds like a perfect time to tell her the truth.
Okay.
Suit yourselves.
Good night, Hunter Lamb.
Good night, Hunter Tangent.
And Kiro too.
Yeah, good job, Kiro, with the badger. Even though I didn't get the pleasure of having any.
It looked really good.
She's just asleep.
She's pretending to be.
She's spitefully finger.
Sleep.
All right. Rain falls with a deafening roar in the dark alleyway. You can't quite focus your vision on the whole scene, but you see Lamb. A cruel wound crosses her shoulder as she slumps exhausted against the wet stone wall. You see Aishma approach, a grin spreading across his face as blood drips from his dagger. He leans in to whisper into Lamb's ear, but you can still hear him clearly. Is that all you have, little lamb? Such a shame you were abandoned. Maybe if you hadn't been, you could have won. Mule bolts upright in a sweat, the image of Aishma's grin burned into his vision, and I would like everyone to roll a condition check.
Okay,
Cool.
I have a -1.
Dreams
What?
are real fun.
What kind of food do we buy?
You have, I think you just have rations? Speaking of which, I'm gonna
I don't
drop-
know, but I'm
Yeah, I
never
was gonna
gonna
say,
get
can you
before
put me
bed
on the
again.
ration page?
Excuse me with my condition check today.
Oh my
Literally 19.
Jesus. Lamb! Calm the fuck
I
down.
feel amazing after my well-deserved kill.
Lies. All lies. You're reveling in your lies.
I deserve it. We killed a bear. It's fine.
All right, so Lamb, you're feeling amazing.
My conditions just ate forever.
Yeah,
rolled
I mean
eight,
that's
like, the last
that's
four
pretty
times.
good. Mule, you wake up, and I think you're actually the last person to wake up. So you wake up to the tent empty. What do you do?
He's gonna take a minute to just kind of get his bearings because that was a heck of a dream to wake up out of. And just kind of fumbles around to feel for familiar objects such as his books, which are never far away. Occasionally they are a pillow. Depends on if he was up late reading. And he's just kind of gonna hold a hand onto one of them to sort of ground himself a little bit. And get up and take a peek outside the tent to see what everybody else is doing, but not leave yet.
What is everybody else doing?
Probably packing up the leftover meat.
Eat
You're,
my
like,
badger
wrapping it in
bacon.
oil paper. Yeah, it's Not
I
any
didn't
better on
believe
the
on this
second day.
part.
Looking for herbs and doing an herb check,
Oh
maybe.
yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you for
Yeah.
remembering.
Yeah, let me
Yeah.
know if you
Yeah.
have any tasty ones for my
Yeah.
badger bacon.
Mule
No,
will be
it's
doing
not.
that later.
It's not happening for me today.
So I think what about Danjin? What's Danjin doing?
Danjon's like packing up some of his stuff for the morning, and he I think he might be pestering Kira too. It's like, how's the badger bacon?
Delicious.
Yeah.
Mm,
That's what you see, Mule.
he's feeling real guilty right now.
Everything's its usual
Yeah.
self.
These brilliant traveling companions of his. Yeah, he'll just tidy up in the tent and pack a few things quickly and get on out there, and he's gonna skip breakfast entirely and
Wow.
go
Ooh.
do a little herb gathering.
Okay. So make your herb gathering check.
What do I also roll to cast Grave Glacier on all of chat? Just wondering
free
for
action.
reason.
Yeah, it costs 0 MP. It auto succeeds.
Ah!
Fumble point.
Oh!
Ooh.
Good, I spent one hunting last night.
Everyone gets a fumble point, and I need to double check if anything happens on.
You
Fumble
stumbled
gathering?
into bad kale.
Fumble. You are afflicted with poison 6.
Oh my god.
Bad
So-
kale.
Apparently, I found something terrible, which
That's probably what I ate last night.
You don't.
you know what's super cool though is that my strength stat can't get any lower, so effectively it doesn't matter.
You just feel icky.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just don't feel great.
So I think you find there's actually a strange, like sappy, thorny root that you accidentally brush up against, and like where the thorns pierce, there's like a poison, or would it be a venom if it's injected?
It's poison.
So you're like you're laid low, but like it's you can't get any lower. So and it's below your condition, so you're like fighting it off for now.
Yeah. It's just unpleasant.
Yeah.
So yeah, he comes back after making a note of whatever the heck that was he found in his book, and a good note to never touch it again.
Mm-hmm.
And just returns.
I think you come back like as they're finishing putting the tent and everything back up on the animals.
Are we leaving?
Yep.
Yep. That's
Okay.
what we do.
That's what we do. Okay.
You okay?
Just found something weird. It'll be fine.
I found a lot of nothing when I went out looking. It was just grass and dirt and some twigs.
Hmm. Well, if you see one that looks like this,
And he'll show her the sketch that he made of the thing.
don't touch it.
Okay, I can do that. Just keep my hands to myself when I'm walking around.
Right.
All right. So you head off for the day. Go ahead and let's get some travel checks. Oof. Ouch. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Lamb?
what's our terrain?
It's still 8.
Yeah, I'm at 11,
Are we-
so I feel fine.
Are we still in a level 2 terrain? Because I should add a
Yes.
+1 to that, like a
Yeah.
smart person. Not that it matters.
So, Mule and Kiro both have a rough time of it today. Mule, what's going on with you? Like, what's sapping your energy as you traveled
Well,
today?
he had a garbage dream. He didn't eat breakfast. He's probably really hungry / hangry right now, and he's also like itchy or in pain from whatever the hell that garbage was he touched. It's a bad day.
It's a bad day. Yeah.
It's a bad day.
Kiro, how about you? What happens?
Not sure what the term is, because it's not emasculated, but it's real close.
Ashamed, embarrassed.
De-hunter fine.
Failure.
Yeah, but she's a little down about like,
Morally eviscerated.
She was so like happy she caught a badger. She's like, finally hunted a land animal. Or, like that wasn't a squirrel. And she comes back and a deer wandered into camp and Danchin and Lamb just beat it up and roasted it and call themselves hunters. Takes more than just a deer wandering into camp to be a hunter, but I'm not gonna tell them that. I'm just gonna
Are you like
to
muttering
myself
that
to
under
my
your
badger.
breath as you walk? Like
Maybe a little bit.
Just make you a hunter. It's just, I don't know. All right.
She's probably hanging in the back a little bit too, and she's normally like to be the on point kind of thing to
Yep.
assess
Mhm.
danger first, but now she's probably in the back today.
And the day passes startlingly fast as I spend a life point to fast forward us. You don't quite remember what happened today.
It's a blur.
It was a blur. It was primarily miserable. There was a brief encounter in the distance. You heard a roar, but you managed to avoid whatever creature created
Don't need
it.
to fight any other animals today.
And exhausted and more than a little battered, you find yourself trudging through sand instead of across the familiar dirt and grass. When you look up, you see the orange-red light of sunset sweeping across a vast desert that reaches as far as the eye can see, the occasional spire of rock reaching toward the sky. Just ahead, though, in the shadow of a small earthen pillar, is a diminutive encampment with a single rickety tower. Outpost West. And give me just a second. Take a look at the next part of the thing. Yeah! Roll 20. There we go. So as you approach, you can see sort of the line of the sunset moving across the desert, or actually across the landscape behind you and then sweeping over you as night falls. And there's a single lamp that is lit in this encampment. It's hanging outside that rickety tower. There's like a small clay hut built at the base of it. What do you do?
Well, I really like the looks of this place. It looks like a really, 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 really cool place that I'm
Yeah, I like
excited
it
to be
too.
in. I want to go in there so bad.
She's like already walking towards the place of the lamp, the rickety, like
I like
awful
it.
looking building.
It's got
She's
this real
obsessed.
rugged aesthetic. I dig it.
It's a nice way to put it.
I like it.
And she's
Always
barging on
following-
in.
Following them to make sure they don't get into trouble.
Okay.
What?
Trouble.
What?
Don't know her.
Who?
Busting in. Is there
So
anybody
you-
in here?
Well,
Do you
Before
just
we
like
go in,
bust in
did
through
you
the
see
door?
Yeah.
Was there anything else that we saw before we went?
Yeah, I think there are some like tents nearby, like large pavilion tents, but they're closed up and dark at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, I wander
Um,
inside too. Last.
And there's a small pond, like an oasis in the center that is all built around. So you swing open the door. And
Hello!
There's a sort of snug-looking room with a cot in one corner. There's a table, a small cupboard, and nothing else. There's no one here.
Oh.
This kind of looks like somebody's house. Like, we should
Let's
leave, maybe.
Maybe that's why you shouldn't just barge into random buildings.
If it's a house, they should lock their front door, probably.
Who goes there?
It's Lamb. Who goes there?
Lamb? From where? And as you like look outside, there's a shape, a dark shape leaning over the top of the tower, shouting down at you. Who do you answer to?
Myself. Was I supposed to have an answer for that? Am I supposed to answer that?
We're travelers on a journey.
We're very important people.
Yes,
The shape
it's true.
comes over
got
the
an
side of the tower on the opposite side from you, so you don't see them fall. But you hear like maybe some mild swearing and a thump, and then significantly smaller than you expected, significantly more rickety than you expected figure comes around the side of the building. Hello, I'm Lieutenant Corporal Dusty Sanders. I'm in charge of this here outpost. Welcome to Outpost West. And he holds like a trembling leathery hand toward you.
Shake it. Very excitedly.
Mule kind of checks his map, looks
I'll
at
definitely
the
shake
point
his
on the
hand.
map, looks at this building thing, and updates his map.
What was his full rank again? Lieutenant Corporal.
I'm Lieutenant Corporal Dusty Sanders.
Pleasure to meet you,
Yes,
Lieutenant
yes.
Corporal.
And he peers at you.
Outpost West, huh? I thought it was bigger.
That's right.
I'm Lamb, and this is Mule, and that's Danjin, and that's Kiro, and we are traveling through the desert because we have the Amulet of Seasons.
Ooh, isn't that oh, that's awful exciting. Well, I'm happy to bring you here to. And he stands, he like throws his arms wide, and like I think he has a cloak that flaps out widely, and just see like a skeleton of a person underneath. Welcome to Outpost West. Please come on inside. I'll get you some dinner.
Can I call you Dusty? Because that's easier than saying the whole thing.
She's very casual.
You can call me Lamb.
You can call me sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
I like that too.
Excuse
Sir
me,
Dusty.
sir. I couldn't help but notice that I haven't seen anyone around except for you. Are you alone?
That's right.
here?
It's a ghost town.
I don't know if I'd
Not
call
even
it
a town, it's an
town.
outpost.
It's a ghost outpost.
Oh,
Barely.
Outpost West is my command. So, I'm here year-round to make sure it's running. Now, come in. He starts like pulling some pots down off the...
I'll be honest, we've already seen around the place. We did come straight in here. I didn't realize it was your house. I thought it was going to be like an inn or like a store or like a cool restaurant or something like that, but it turned out to be your house.
Right.
And you didn't
Sorry
lock your
about-
door.
Well, there's nobody out here. What would he lock the door from?
we're
other
out
than-
here.
There's
There's
nothing to
bears
lock in
out
here. Oh, this belongs to the kingdoms. But no, usually travelers just sit up around with their tents.
Oh,
Oh,
But
right. Well,
But we're inside
Okay.
now, so we might as well stay in here for a little bit.
right. He starts like he puts a pot over the fire and like starts putting some ingredients in it. They're mostly dried ingredients.
I give him my leftover meat.
Oh, that's mighty generous of you. But really not necessary.
Well, you're sharing your herbs with us, so I figured I'd share our food with you. And we caught it fresh yesterday, so...
Well, in that case, I'd rather not see it go to waste. plops it in there. Stunk. So, you just come in from the east? I didn't see you coming in.
We came from the direction of Kulungan, where they were currently settled.
Is that the wrong way to come?
They were out west, last I heard. You're not trying to get across the desert, are you?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, that's correct.
Don't worry, I got plenty of water.
Oh. Well, there are no more caravans going out until summer hits, I'm afraid.
Well, yeah, but summer can't hit till we make it there.
It's true.
Yes, exactly. We're carrying the amulet, like she said.
Right. Usually you would have been here already.
What?
Well, the last
Are we
caravans,
going too slow?
last caravans leave about a week before summer's expected, and they just left yesterday. So
If we
Yikes.
walk really hard, we can probably get there. We can catch up.
Well, we'll just have to double our pace.
peers at you. You're not.
Yep.
You two are from the Summerlands, but you're not from around here,
No,
are you?
we're not. Is it
No.
obvious?
I see.
It's because he's dressed all in blue, isn't it?
What? That certainly doesn't help. And goes back to the pot and cooking some stuff.
Well, I mean, we're here now, and we can't exactly turn around and go and double back and go a different way. So we're probably just gonna go on through, and it'll be fine because we're really tough.
Yeah.
We'll manage.
Cocks a deranged eyebrow at you.
Mule narrows his eyes.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. The day.
Listen, sir, we're carrying the amulet. You gotta like hype us up. You can't be like, I don't know about that. That's not gonna be good for our morale. We're gonna do it one way or the other.
Listen,
You
Missy.
can use a confidence boost.
At this point, like, we see him, like, from below, like, really close up and from below, lit by, like, the cooking fire. The desert is a dangerous place. People go out there, lose their lives, lose their
Of course they do,
minds.
because it's hot.
It's not just hot.
And there's no water. It's a desert.
That's true. It doesn't help.
The engine can make it rain. We just learned.
It's true.
Can you? Well, that'll
Yeah.
help given the well's broken.
You have an outpost
Oh.
and you don't have a working well?
How are
How are
you
you
alive?
alive? Yeah. Is he
Dusty
alive?
Sanders has his ways.
What are those ways, sir?
Yes, Lieutenant Corporal, sir.
Thump. We cut to him, like, dropping the pot on the table. Come here, get your food. He pulls out, like, some, like, tin bowls that are all, like, beaten up and battered, and, like, starts slopping some food into them.
Dusty, sir. Do you have any family?
Yes, I haven't seen my brothers in a long time, but I do.
Where are they at?
Well, you see, there's Lieutenant Dusty Sanders. He's over on the eastern edge at Outpost East. There's Lance Corporal Dusty Sanders. He's on Outpost North, and if I remember correctly, good old Dusty Sanders, he got a promotion up to Brigadier recently. He's Outpost South.
Dusty, sir.
Are you all named Dusty Sanders?
Do you have different middle names or something?
I don't share that information with strangers. You understand.
Right. Okay.
You don't share your middle name with strangers? Do you think we're gonna steal your identity?
You just told us your entire family and their ranks and your rank, and we know you're at this outpost and which outpost they're all at.
You wouldn't be the first to try. But that's
Is
a
that what
story
happened with
for
your brothers?
another night.
Okay. Mule is not gonna eat that food. He's gonna eat it all.
I'm gonna eat
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Hero eats Mule's portion.
All right, can you mark up a ration for Mule?
Yep.
Yep.
Thank you, Lindy. So after a little while, after you've eaten, and he like offers you, seeing that your bowl is empty, Mule, he gives you like another bowl of food.
He slides it over to Kiro without saying anything at all.
He completely misses that you're eating a trail ration.
Yes. 3 bowls worth. I'm winning.
Yeah, but you see like a big round Kiro, like chibi Kiro as a circle. Your mouth is still super swollen though.
How's the food?
It's actually pretty good. It's surprisingly delicious. It doesn't look good, but it tastes amazing.
Yeah.
Looks amazing. I mean, it looks like food. All food's
I'm just picturing like the worst chili.
Yeah. Yes. It's stretching the
Kira
imagination.
looks at animals and goes, "Yum!" Like she's gonna look at this pile of like weird chili and be like, "Yum."
We know what Kiro's here for.
Well,
the grub.
you best be getting some early rest tonight and early to rise, because the merchants will be heading back west in a day's time. So if you want to get any shopping done before you head out, you're gonna
Yeah.
well,
That's a good idea.
Definitely stock up on.
and be careful. The desert holds many secrets, even here on the edges. Sleep with one eye open. I always do.
Of course.
When you get sand in your eye, though.
Do you like swap eyes? Like depending on the nights, they stay like none of them dry out. Is it always the same eye?
He looks at you, Kiro. You'd be good at commanding an outpost, I think.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
you mentioned secrets, and I really like secrets. Could you share some of those secrets with us?
They wouldn't be secrets if I shared them with you, now would they?
Of course not.
Anything that'd be helpful for us to
But,
know?
and he's like an inch away from you, Danjin.
Mhm.
You be careful when you hear the wind howling between the stones. That's not the wind. Those are the spirits of people that died in the desert.
Ooh, I love ghosts.
Moaning out, calling you to them so they can take you for their own.
It's so spooky. I love it.
What do they
Also,
want with
there's-
us?
The usual. Undead want the living to be dead like them. They
Why?
hate
More
life.
friends, probably.
It's just
That's
how
ridiculous.
it goes.
Well, they can't have my body. I'm not done using it.
That's the spirit. Also, make sure to drink lots of water, because as your cranky friend said, there's not a whole lot out there.
We've got it under control.
Mhm.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will see, and we'll be right, sir.
Well, I have to return to my post, so
You
I
do
don't
that.
mind. He just walks out the door. He leaves you in his house. He doesn't care. And you hear like some scrambling sounds on the side of the house, and then some creaking of wood up above.
Well, that was weird.
Yeah, I like him.
I like him
Dusty's
too.
Dusty's pretty cool.
Of course.
I'm gonna
Gotta
look
make
for.
a good outpost commander.
Yep.
Yeah. How'd you like that deer?
It was good to the chili.
Are you ever gonna tell them? Tell her.
Tell her what?
I don't know what you're talking about, Mule.
Mm-mm.
He just looks at both of you very disapprovingly.
Gee.
Right. Well, I think we should take his advice and not miss the merchants in the morning. So I'm gonna get some shut-eye,
Yeah.
but only one eye at a time.
Make sure you switch them out so one doesn't
Yeah,
get dry or
they're
sandy,
dry. Yeah.
gritty.
Yeah,
You need those for when we're walking in the desert.
exactly. So I'm gonna try to sleep with one eye open, and then
I'm gonna
Doesn't
buy a
anyone-
really
Tomorrow
big
night I'll swap.
hat.
Doesn't anyone want to investigate the ghosts?
A
No.
little bit, but I
Yeah.
figure we can investigate them when we're in the desert.
yeah. I mean, we're going there anyways later.
If we're already running late, we shouldn't delay any further.
I don't know if I trust him about the running late thing, because I feel
I
like we've
don't
been making
either.
pretty good time.
Well, he's a military man, and they keep good time, so I trust him. Going to bed now. It's hot by
I'm gonna eat more chili.
Gil's can stay up and read and eat rations.
All right.
Is-
Do you, Kira, are you sleeping in here, or do you set up the tent and like?
Kira doesn't know how to. Well, she probably doesn't know how, but she's just gonna sleep in this house.
You just sleep in his bed. Okay.
I mean, not
So
in
this
bed.
is like a good spot.
She'll set up her hammock in the corner. So,
Yeah, I would probably roll
Okay.
out my mat and sleep in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not? You don't care.
Is there a way to get to the top of the tower from the inside?
No.
Can I try to climb up there?
Up the side? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's what he just did. So yes.
Yes.
You may go
That's
ahead
what
and
Dungeon
roll
does.
roll
got
dex
dex.
strength.
Cool. Scaling the wall.
A 6? No, you actually have no idea how he got up there. It doesn't seem physically possible with the way that this building is, or this house is built. It's like this sandstone or clay or something that's been blown perfectly smooth by the wind coming in off of the desert. And so as far as you can tell, there are just no handholds.
Slippery. Yeah.
And you
Aw,
can actually
darn.
you can see him up there, like looking or standing sort of at the side with one eye closed and one eye open, looking out at the desert.
I think Danjon sits there in his place outside and tries to look in the general direction that he is looking, and stares out
You
to see
hear
what
him
he's trying to
snore.
stare at.
And I think as you hear him snore, we're at the top of an hour, so we're gonna go to our final break. When we come back, we're going to see if our heroes can get themselves stocked up and prepared for their journey across the desert. See you soon. Welcome back to the final hour of episode 9 of Ryuutama Seyo. So you sleep pretty well, and actually the food you had last night was delicious. So go ahead and take a +1 to your condition checks, unless you're a mule
Okay,
who had rations.
here
Yep.
we go.
Woo woo woo! All right.
Yeah, predictable result from Lamb. Not
Hmm.
great.
I did
from,
fine.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Ooh.
So
all right.
disheartened.
Yeah. So you got a what is that? You got a 6. So yeah,
6.
Kira's is the lowest. What about today is not sitting well with Kiro? Like as she comes to. Like, did you have a bad dream? Did you sleep poorly?
Well, I think it was the trying to sleep with one eye open thing. It just it didn't pan out like she thought it would. And she
When I
didn't
got
sleep
real
super
crusty.
great. Yeah, like
Yeah.
and then she tried to swap, and then like it's just she's realized that she's gonna have to train her way up to it and not just go full force.
She's not cut out for that outpost life yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gotta train. Just a grunt soldier. I gotta work up to Lieutenant Corporal.
So we see Kiro sit up into frame for our camera shot with like her hair all mussed and like her eyes sort of winking back and forth between them. And we can hear outside the sound of people talking to each other, some shouting, not like angry shouting, but like yelling at distance to each other. What do you do?
Go out.
Danjin fell asleep outside and has not
Yeah.
woken up despite the shouting.
I think, Danjin, you wake up to like a horse sniffing your face.
No, Darrows, don't.
And then it licks you.
And then he like wakes up and realizes that this dream that he was having about Darrow, it was not
I think
actually
you're muted.
happening. Oh shoot.
What? No?
Sorry, that was weird. I had
Oh.
it muted all of you guys for some reason.
Oh,
on
weird.
Discord. Weird.
you-
I muted you. You're better.
Okay.
Yeah, and then no, it's okay. Yeah, and Danjin's like, whoa, hello there, horse. And then he like pats it on the head.
Yeah, it does its little disgruntled noise at you and nudges around.
Yeah, Danjin stretches and like hops up to his feet and looks around. Did I fall asleep out here? Where is everyone? And he like kind of like looks around and then looks out to where those merchants are.
Yeah, the encampment, which was a graveyard last night, is bustling with activity. You see some of the tents being pulled down and deconstructed, and there are probably like 20 merchants here, or merchants and their assistants, that are breaking down camp and like packing up onto horses and wagons and yeah. What do you do?
Hello there, and he like runs over to go say hi to the first merchant that he sees over there.
Okay. I think this is a merchant from the City of Blossoms, actually. You recognize sort of the more traditional attire, which is not serving her well in the heat of the desert sun here. But she's got a small sort of stall that she's packing up. Hello. Do you need any perfume before I pack up, or?
And Danjin like sniffs himself. I don't think so, but maybe my friend Mule might need it. What do you got?
And let me pull up some stuff because it's been a while. It has been a hot minute.
Which direction are we traveling in? Are we traveling east or west?
You are traveling east from the west.
Going into the desert.
Got it. I
Mhm.
wasn't sure which direction that was.
Yeah. She has a somewhat narrow selection at this point because a lot of it was sold off to people traveling across, like to carry across the desert and sell in the City of Sun. But she does have a few vials of perfume from Snowdrop Town,
Oh.
which you have heard is quite good.
I
Can
think I'm-
confirm.
You know, I was kind of joking, actually, but I do have a more serious question for you.
Oh, okay. Put off by that.
I'm sure I'm sorry, I'm sure it's very lovely, the perfume. My friend and I are traveling across the desert, and two of them have some animals to ride, and two of us have been sort of straggling along, and I was wondering if you knew anyone that might have like an animal for us to ride on.
You're not going to want to travel across the desert right now. There's no caravan to travel with.
Do we have to travel with a caravan?
Well, if you're lucky enough to have a navigator that's familiar with the desert, maybe not. And if you're lucky enough to avoid the monsters, maybe not. And if you have enough animals to carry the water you'll need, maybe not, but if you don't have all three of those, then you're... I don't want to tell you what to do, but I don't want to send you to your death either. She looks genuinely concerned.
Oh. I don't know. We've done so well so far, for the most part, other than some of the animals we've had to kill and make into food. So is there a caravan? Sorry, is there a caravan heading across soon, or?
The last caravan left a few days ago.
Oh, right. I remember Dusty saying something about that.
You hear a voice from right behind you. That's right.
Oh, hi. I was just asking about getting across the desert. This lovely merchant here is telling us that we can't go, or that'll be too dangerous. But we're in a bit of a hurry. We've got the whole seasons, depending on us.
Well, Amara speaks true. It's a dangerous way to go, especially without... we as the audience can tell that he's trying not to say grown-ups, and like speak down to you. But that is definitely what he means. Without water, and the well is broken. So
right, but I got magic for that. Yeah, I do magic, and he like sort of does like a little like boop, boop.
Right. Well,
I can make it rain. We'll be fine in terms of water, at least.
He he looks at you. Right. And when you use all of your energy fighting off the giant monsters, what will you do for water then?
I didn't think that far ahead, to be honest. This is all news to me. We have to go. I don't know how else to. I really appreciate the warnings, but I would really just like to find someone to give us a mount, and we're gonna do our best. We have to. We've been given this mission.
A mount.
Mm-hmm.
Grabs you by the front of the shirt and like pulls you very weakly toward him, like down toward his face. Are you looking to ride, Sonny?
Yes, I am.
Come with me.
Okay.
And he leads you away from the encampment, and you can like vaguely see like a couple rocks and like maybe a palm tree. And
see him
through
getting
like
dragged away, and I'm just like, he'll be fine.
And through the shimmery heat haze, you see some form of crude structure that you can't quite make out. These deserts are home to one of the fastest creatures known to man.
Is it a hippo?
Grabs you by both arms and pulls you just as weakly down. No. Sand lizards.
Sand lizards. That sounds pretty cool. Are you telling me you have sand lizards here?
I do. Right this way. We raced them. I raced them mostly, but you'll see.
With who? Danger just is like, with who? It's like he pops up next to his head.
He leads you over, and you see just the worst bleachers, made of like weather-worn wood, with maybe some metal fittings here and there. This rough track brushed into the... Actually, no, I think the track itself is fucking pristine. And then in the center is a pen. And in it, you see these lizards, and I think we see them from... or one of them from behind, sort of. Like, we see the crest of like this spine going up its neck and over its head, and then we see it turn its head slowly toward you, and then we pop out to like chibi mode, and it's just the derpiest little like eyes in completely different directions, tongue hanging out lizard.
Oh my goodness. Danjan just like, can I go up to it?
If you're fast enough, yes.
You mean I have to catch it? Okay, I'm gonna do this. So Danjan like starts creeping slowly.
We see one of
towards-
its eyes moves independently to look at you.
Danjan like freezes for a second. And then starts creeping again.
It licks its nose.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Okay, you
And
creep
then-
up to like the fence. What do you do then?
I think now that I feel like I'm close enough, I'm gonna just try and like hop up onto this fence and like leap starfish through the air and try to latch onto it.
Okay, we see you like kick off of the fence, fly. We get like the fast anime speed lines, and then you just wrap yourself around it, and it doesn't move. It sort of turns its head, its little like frill flops, its tongue flops after that.
And then Dan just like giggles and he's kind of like loops around its neck, so now he's sort of like bear hugging it from the front. He's like, I thought you said that I needed to be fast enough. It's just standing here.
But can you handle the speed, Sonny?
Oh, I think I'm ready.
Caesar,
How do
go! And the fucking lizard just bolts while you're on it, like hanging onto its neck. And I'm gonna need you to roll strength.
Oh god. My best skill.
Yes.
Here we go. Hang it on.
No.
Nope.
It has a very strange gait to it that you can't quite figure out, and so you just got shaken off of it. And I think it's a gradual thing where you're like are holding on to its neck and then sort of its sides, and then you're sliding down and you're holding on to its tail.
Yeah.
And it just bounds over the fence of the pen and starts doing loops around the track until you like let go of the tail and tumble into the dust. And
Amazing.
as the cloud clears, silhouetted by the sun, you see Dusty standing over you. You have a lot to learn about speed.
Apparently.
He holds out a
Yeah.
hand to help you up.
Oh, thank you. And
It
then
does not
Danjan
help.
hops up. No.
It is not helpful, no.
So, do you got any ones that are not as scarily fast, or is that the only option?
There
Something a little
is.
pokier. That's kind of more my pace in general in life.
There is Sebastian. Sebastian! And you see another lizard turn around. And at this point, has anybody wondered where the hell Danchin went and gone looking for him?
No, I think
Yes.
Yola's been talking it up with the merchants and trying to actually supply their fucking party.
Okay.
All
He's taking
all
care of
Lamb
business.
all Lamb wanted was a big sun hat. That's it. But
Okay.
if she can't find it or finds it very quickly, she would be like, I mean, she'd be very curious if Danjan was like pulled off by Dusty, because she's like super obsessed with everything that Dusty does because he's so weird.
You can find a sun hat. They cost 180 gold.
Yeah, take my money.
Aw,
Yeah.
so cute.
Yeah,
It
give me
is
that
Got
sun
your
hat.
ribbon on it.
Yeah.
Yes. Sun Hat Sisters?
You said 180.
180, and it gives you +1 bonus when you're to checks that involve hot weather.
Okay.
So yeah, you get your stylish sun hat and waltz over, and you can now see Danjan being led to this pit of like fucking vicious looking lizards by Dusty. And you, Danjin, he points to a lizard and says, "There he is." And we see this blue lizard turn, and it's got like scars across one eye.
Can I be going over to this situation upon seeing them?
Yes.
Wearing my new hat.
Mm-hmm.
He looks very. Hi. Oh, hey, Lamb.
You say Lamb, and all of the lizards like perk up and turn to face you.
I am checking out these very cool sand lizards right now because I think I need to buy one.
These guys are pretty weird.
I know, I love them.
One of them licks its own eyeball.
I was just telling Dusty here
Yeah.
that I need one that's like a little bit less like that scary looking one that's looking at us right now.
Wait,
I think
what?
Caesar has actually moved up and is just like behind the three of you now, looming. Like...
Do you ride them?
You
yes,
do ride
yes,
them.
you do. If, and he leans down, you can handle the speed.
Yeah, I can handle it. Are they?
I'm gonna climb on one if I can.
I mean, Caesar is
get on
right
it?
next to you.
I'm gonna get on this one.
And she just hoists herself up.
Like, it's like the any Ghibli kid trying to climb over something is what it is. We just see like a hand or an arm and the same leg sort of awkwardly go over one side until weight shifts you to where you need to be. Are you sure you can handle Caesar?
Is Caesar special or something?
I would be very careful.
I'm being careful.
He's my fastest.
Well, I'm holding on good.
Caesar! You see the lizard like comes to attention. Go. And go ahead and roll strength.
Yeah, you know I will.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I want the fumble. Give me the fumble.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, that is not a fumble. Okay, let's see. What is a 14 on the chart?
Wow.
That would be above you're probably famous in your town. So yeah, you hold on to Caesar's neck as he goes bounding around and around the track. And as he goes, you sort of get a feel, because they don't run like horses do.
Yeah.
And certainly not like a geep does. They have this weird, like, they sort of come up onto their hind legs and flop side to side weirdly. And so you have to learn to counteract that motion. But you managed to get the hang of it. And eventually you hear a whistle from Dusty, and Caesar stops next to Dusty and Danjin. Oh, I see. You have the need for speed too.
I really like Caesar. Is this as fast as it goes?
What do you mean is that as fast as it goes? That was fast.
I'm wondering if there's like a next level up, like a, next tier.
He pulls a sleeve back, and you see like just a horrible scar along one arm.
Gosh.
This is what happened when I tried to go too fast the first
You fell
time.
off?
Oh, I didn't fall, Missy. The sand, when you go that fast, it's like needles.
Ooh.
Right.
So you have to buy. So what you're telling me is I need to go back and buy a cool jacket.
What I'm saying is, you should warm up to it a little first.
Okay.
You've got the talent for racing. I can see it. I can see the fire in your eyes. But you're not ready yet. No.
Well, so Danjin, you wanted to buy a lizard?
Yeah, and I think Danjin looks around and looks for like the smallest one and sees this like cute one that's like white and has like pink scales and is kind of like frillier. It's like, what's that one's name? That one looks more like appropriate for someone like me.
That's Sebastian.
Wait, what? I thought Sebastian was the. He like looks around.
And the blue one is like between you and the the pretty one.
Sebastian was on the other side.
Yeah.
Oh, Sebastian's really cute. Is he? Should I give him a test ride really quick?
I mean, yeah, if you're planning on buying a lizard, you should probably ride it first, right?
Just take it around the block, you know.
Get that new lizard smell.
Ask about the warranty.
Does it come with cup holders?
No, but there are some. Well, you could make some cup holders in the bleachers. I have a saw.
You know, I've been meaning to buy a saw.
Really?
Just for, you know,
For fun?
I don't have any other weapons, so why not have a saw?
A saw is not a weapon, young lady.
You're not using it right.
He stands as tall as he can, and you hear decades of tension being cracked in his back as he stands up to his full height. And you see a sword at his side. Missy! I am Lieutenant Corporal Dusty Sanders. I have been guarding this outpost for the last 40 years of my life. No one has ever defeated me.
What are you talking about? What do you mean defeated you? I'm not gonna fight you.
But if, and he turns to Danjin, completely forgetting that he was talking to you. If you wanted to give Sebastian a ride, you can. Sebastian! Sebastian sort of plods over.
Yep, I'm gonna give him a quick ride.
It's very pretty. It doesn't have like not scarred up. There's no like dirt face going on. It's very much like a pink and white version of Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, perfect.
Angel.
Oh, goodness. I'm in love. I don't even...
Any of these bad boys come with wings?
No.
I could make him have wings. I have a spell for that.
Oh my god.
Danjin like slowly approaches Sebastian. Is he gonna run away?
Maybe not.
Okay, well, here goes nothing. Danjin like creeps up. Hi, Sebastian. I'm Danjin. Some people call me DJ. You can call me whatever you want. Would it be okay if I
tilts its head and looks at you?
could I hop on top and see if we're compatible? You know, I think that's what riders do, right? You like find out if you're a match or something.
He leans forward and sniffs at you. And as he does so, there is a sudden loud boom as a bolt of lightning falls from the sky and crashes into the sand some 10 feet away from you. Shards of glass, as the sand is melted, fly in a radius, pelting you painfully, and all of the lizards bolt from the pen, scattering in every direction. In the chaos, you can hear Dusty shouting after them, trying to call them back. Lamb, you're
I'm
on
on
one
one.
of these things. So I'm going to need you to make another strength check, just to hold on.
Okay.
Oh,
18.
Stop. Yeah. So
18.
you're holding on. You've got it. You've figured this out. You understand.
Yeah.
You know what
I can feel
the feeling of speed is, and you can attune to it. But you are booking it off across the desert at extremely high speed. Danjin, meanwhile, Sebastian like shrank back when that happened, and is looking scared but hasn't run away. What do you do?
Okay, Sebastian, this is our moment. And he just,
My lizards!
we gotta go help all your friends. And he just hops up on top of Sebastian.
Okay. Meanwhile, back at the encampment, Mule,
Did we see a horde
And
of lizards
Kiro.
run by?
you hear, I think actually you see the flash from this lightning, which during a sunny
Just buying
day.
rations and like water, and they're like, "What?"
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
And yet during a sunny day, you see this bolt of lightning in the distance, and then the roll of thunder just a fraction of a second later.
Huh.
That's
That's-
weird.
It's really strange.
And then the
Odd.
thunder doesn't go away. And you see, like, at least 10 of these lizards, these enormous, like, horse-sized lizards, just bounding toward you. What do you
Wrestle
do?
me a lizard.
Oh, hell yeah.
Riding on through.
Get out of the way.
I'm gonna
That's
wrestle
what I'm
me
gonna
one.
do
All right, all
with
right.
all the stuff and my horse.
Kira wants to do some wrestling.
I do. I'm gonna wrestle me
right.
a lizard.
Go ahead and roll strength dex, and then Mule, you want to get out of the way. Can you roll me a dex dex?
Yeah.
And Lamb, being carried away by Caesar into the desert away from the encampment, if you would like to gain control, I think this would be I think a strength spirit.
Okay. Yeah, my goal here is to get control enough to do what I do best, which is herd.
Yes. Oof, not a great wrestle.
No, they're different than gators. They're still lizards, but they're different than gators.
All
Uh,
right.
12?
A 12 is really good. That's still, you're probably famous in your town. So, Mule, you see this coming and you just like step to the side
Yeah.
to like get out of sort of the walkways that have been built by these tents.
Yep.
As this stampede of lizards come through, Kiro is standing next to you, and I think you just sort of like square up and like you're gonna try and like like
Wrestle
catch
one.
this lizard
Yeah.
and stop it in its tracks, and you reach your arms around and just get immediately pulled out of frame. You're being
But I
dragged and
still
like
have one.
yeah, you've got sort of like rough hold of it. You're underneath it and you're being dragged on the ground.
I just have to establish dominance.
Yes. Danjin, so you're writing Sebastian. Could you also roll me Dex Spirit?
Okay.
Sebastian needs a lighter touch than Caesar, who is a wild boy. Okay, a 7. Pretty good. You're still having trouble like adjusting to the weird running style of these lizards, but you do manage to like get him going and headed off toward this stampede. Lamb, you're managing to like curve Caesar around back toward the encampment, and you see this like cloud of dust rising from the tents. What are you doing?
I want to try and herd. I do that for a living. I've been doing it my whole life. I want to herd these other lizards. Because I think if I can get Caesar going to get in kind of in front and curve them off, I can kind of curve them back, and you can like kind of wrangle them into themselves, and they'll chill out a little bit.
Okay, so I want a spirit from Danjin as you like catch up to these lizards and you're trying to like get some control over them.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
I love the name of your roles, all of you. Sebastian, I choose you. Okay, a 7. Or chill out lizards. There we go. A 12. Wow.
Yay.
Okay. So you're helping, and Sebastian also is helping. I think Sebastian is like you said you were looking for sort of a smaller lizard, and I think Sebastian is sort of like the runt almost. So like the lizards feel sort of protective of him. Meanwhile, Kiro,
Yeah.
we see this
Gotta
heartwarming
establish
moment.
my dominance over this lizard.
We see this heartwarming moment with Danjin and Sebastian where like the strings swell beautifully. Maybe there's some flute in the background as we like, oh, these lizards, they care about Sebastian. And then we cut to like the brass and percussion section as we cut over to...
Please tell me I'm on the super scarred one. Like the real
Yes,
beat up one.
yes. It's the blue one, like the scars across
Yes.
its eyes. And it's making these like snarly lizard sounds as it's running, and it's running on all fours like this pitter patter.
Yeah.
And you're being like beat against the sand and the rocks, trying to climb this lizard. What do you do?
Climb on top of it, finish climbing my way up, and then just wrestle it down, just get a good grip on it and be like, you're gonna listen to me and you're gonna stop running.
All right. I'm looking for a strength spirit from you.
Oh no. Okay. Strength spirit.
Ganbate.
Alright. Whoop, hi Tesla. Alright. 10?
Nice. Okay. So we see you like climb arm over arm up this creature, and you see it's like its one good eye swivel to look at you and snarl.
I look back at it with my one good eye because the other one's kind of sleeping with it open.
Yeah, it's all gunky. And then we cut to Lamb. Okay, so you're going to get +3 to try and wrangle, like herd these lizards from your friends helping you out.
Okay.
What does it look like when you're trying to wrestle or to herd these lizards? Like, what does herding a herd of lizards look like for Lamb?
So basically she's like kind of standing up as best she can, like on the back of the lizard. And kind of wants to see around the front and basically wants to get Caesar as like the leader of the pack, basically, to kind of divert. It's not so much something that she's doing. It's more using herself and the lizard as kind of like a deterrent. Because you can kind of like, when they're just darting in one direction, they're going to get really, really fast. They can continue to keep up speed, but if they start to curve, they'll start to slow down. So that's what her goal is here.
All right.
What do you want me to roll? Roll
spirit.
Okay.
Boom. So you come around and you're like, Caesar, the fastest of all of them, pulls up in front of this stampede, and you start directing them off, and you can see actually one of them, this blue one, leading like a group of them off route until Kiro wraps around his neck and just like fucking flips him, like twists the neck and pulls him over.
Oh my god.
And in panic, the lizards that were following him like turn back to the main herd, which in the back is sort of being kept by Sebastian. So they just sort of pivot between the two of you back toward the pens. This lizard with Kiro is like flailing on its back as you just sort of drag it
I'm in charge
back.
You gotta listen to me.
And as the two of you with your herd and Kiro just dragging this thing come back near the encampment, a cheer rises amongst the merchants, and uproarious applause for the truly spectacular show.
Just like how like everyone's hurting, and then I just go shook and then flip. It's just a beautiful moment. Like there's this well coordination, and then this one rogue lizard and the one rogue party member. I gotta catch up to you guys.
I think
it's gonna take me a while.
It gives up, like it stops struggling, and so it's just like laying limp as you drag it through the sand.
Dead weight, great.
In all my years, I have never seen anyone ride like that. You know speed. And he like fishes around in his like ratty military issue pants, and then pulls out a medal that's got like a boot, like a pressed in a step with like some lines coming off of it. This was awarded to me when I won. When I won the Four Kingdoms race. Back when I was just a little older than you. But I think you should have it. And he holds it out to you, Lamb.
Are you sure?
I am. This belongs to the fastest person in the Four Kingdoms, and that's you.
Wow, thanks.
And she takes it and she like puts it on.
And don't forget, never stop going fast. Never.
I've really liked going fast on the lizard. It was really fun, actually.
I think Caesar liked you too. And you! He points to you, Danjin. And you see him like pull his head back, his eyes wild. You're like Sebastian. A bit of a runt. A bit of a pansy. Oh. You're perfect for each other. Keep him. And he turns away and walks back toward the outpost. I think at this point, like, Mule
got a free lizard
comes up with like, you've got all of the supplies.
Yeah, he's been getting all of the stuff.
Look, we got lizards.
As Dusty walks past Mule, he says, "You can just take apart the bleachers and make a cart if you need one." And just walks off.
What?
I won't be needing them anymore.
Mule, did you see us? Did you see us?
I saw a lot of lizards run by.
Yeah, that was us.
We were riding.
What did... I'm not
I got
even gonna
one.
Ask.
Well, now we can get across the desert in like no time, but the bad news is the lizards go a lot faster than the animals.
Well, we could try to sell them before the merchants leave.
Sell them?
Would you rather that or they die in the desert?
I can't sell them.
That's your choice to make, not mine.
I've had them forever.
He's looking more than a little unhappy as he kind of looks to Scotty, who he's got most of the supplies kind of packed on her for the moment. And is just kind of petting her muzzle.
Yeah, but they're not built for the desert. There's a reason I didn't want to take this way.
It's the fastest way.
Yeah.
And apparently we're already behind.
Well, I don't think they're going to make it easily. We can try, but I don't think it'll work.
I don't really know what to do.
I would think during his shopping meal probably was talking to some of those merchants because they're headed back out of the desert, right? They're going to
they're headed back to the edge of the Summerlands and back to the Springlands.
Yeah, so he was probably kind of also discussing, if any, like looking for someone who might be interested in giving them a new home.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably find them a home amongst the merchants. You could also shear them. You could shear the geep, but you'd probably have to keep shearing them pretty regularly getting across the desert. So.
Well, if we take them with us and it starts to get like too hard for them, then we can come back. But they carry all of our stuff.
He just said we could make a cart out of the bleachers.
I don't know if the lizards can carry carts.
They can probably manage.
Kiro comes in dragging that last lizard finally. It's much slower than the people riding the lizards.
Yeah.
That one could probably manage.
What are we managing?
We probably shouldn't take our animals across the desert.
You don't think we can carry enough water for them?
Danjan can make water.
Everyone's so concerned about water. I wandered here by myself.
We can get them little sun capes.
And other animals make it across the desert.
The Geep and Scotty are from the snowlands. They're not used to weather like this.
That doesn't mean they can't do it. We're not used to weather like this, and we can do it.
Look, if you want to take them, fine.
I think she goes over to Giddy and Nono and like gets down.
They're laying in the shade next to the outpost tower.
All right. Y'all gotta tell me if you think you can make it or not. Because I think that you can.
No. Shoes on your shoe.
But if you wanted to go back to the City of Blossoms, then I could probably pay somebody to at least get you back that far to wait for me to come back for you.
You see Giddy like turn one shifty eye toward where Dusty is, and Dusty's looking down like super crazed, and no like or Giddy shuffles a step closer to you.
I wouldn't leave you with Dusty. I think you're one of those guys.
I think as you do that, No stands up and like licks your face, and bleats confidently at you.
Well, I think that you can make it. So we'll just have to keep your hair real short. We'll get you lots of water, and I'll get you guys hats too, because I can just poke holes in them for horns.
You hear a swing sound from behind you. Do you need some shears?
Yes, Dusty, thank you.
He has these like enormous steel shears.
Yeah.
And he sniffs them twice. And Giddy goes, nah, and backs up.
I
Sheer, not sheer.
Listen, Dusty. You nut. Give me those. Stop scaring them.
We cut ahead to the following morning. And I'm gonna spend a life point on this. We cut ahead to the following morning as you're just finishing packing. Mill, did you sell Scotty?
Not exactly.
Okay.
He paid someone to take her back
Okay.
home. He'd look for someone that was headed back to the snowlands.
Yeah, you can do that. And we see the group of you with your new lizards and your old geep and your mountains of supplies. Maybe like a weird rickety cart that's got a bunch of barrels of water.
I definitely helped build that cart with my artisanal skills.
Yes. Actually, yeah. Can you roll your
Neil
artisan
probably
skill?
blueprinted that and hoped to God they got it right.
All right. So, crafting or repair? Oh, they're the same thing.
I think crafting.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So strength and dex. Well, that's convenient. Okay.
And what's the difficulty
I'm
on
a
it? Does it say?
concentrate. It says, crafting. Anytime you have the time and materials. See table. Okay. Depends on how much it costs.
Okay, so, oy vey. How much are carts a thing? Carts must be a thing in this game.
I feel like they should be if they're not.
Should be.
Oh no.
Let's see.
Percy, what did you do?
Percy, no.
He's doing weird shit behind the green screen.
I don't see one, so I think it'll be...
Sounds like a house rule.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna... I think it's roughly equivalent to a tent, so like 120.
Okay. So it would be... I have to roll the target number is 6.
Okay.
And I'm going to... Because I want this cart to be nice. I'm gonna concentrate. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll probably use a fumble point because I do not need this cart.
I think it's actually 8. Because it's 120, right?
Oh, 120.
So
Yeah. Sorry. Must be 8. Sorry. Misread that.
So good.
I was like 100. Alright, so fumble point. Concentrate. Can't concentrate twice, right?
Correct.
So, okay, so I just get a +2.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Doop. Fingers crossed.
A 7.
Nope.
You make a cart. It's not... You weren't working with good materials. So there's only so much you could do.
Yeah.
It'll work, but you maybe have some concerns about how it's gonna hold up if you...
Okay.
If
Well,
you
thankfully
treat
I
it
can
poorly.
repair things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might be able
I
to
did
get
what
it
I could.
into a better state later. So we see you with this cart, which is full of barrels, conveniently, barrels of water from the conveniently repaired well that was definitely broken before. We see that. We see you looking out at the desert, ready to take on the next step of your journey. And then we're going to cut to sort of like the credits happen, blah, blah, blah. In our after credits scene, we see the scorch mark in the sand from where the lightning struck. And our camera pulls back from there, and we see some distance away in the desert, like where our camera pulls to, is a precipice, like a big rocky precipice. And we see a figure standing there, and he cracks his neck with his red skin and these 2 horns curling off of his head and 2 swords on his back, armor, and we just see the edge of his mouth as he smiles. Interesting. All right, let's finish what Ishma started. And that's where we're going to cut. So, that was our show. But before you go running, stick around for a little bit. We're going to talk about who these lovely people are and where you can see them elsewhere. We will also, once that's done, talk a little bit about plans for the future. So, to start us off, everyone's favorite grouchy snowboy, Jess.
Hi, I'm Jess. Sorry Mule is mean. I swear that there's more than that. Now he's gonna be very sad, actually. But you have to make the hard decisions for the ones you love.
You just cut their hair and say deal with it.
A horse across the desert, though? Not gonna happen. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch doing things at Lil Cup of Joe. In fact, you can find me on Twitch in like an hour-ish, and we're gonna like do some samurai smooching bullshit as we do every weekend. We're in the midst of Hakuoki right now. Gonna cross my fingers and hope Edo Blossoms doesn't do what Edo Blossoms does best.
Oh,
Anyway, I'll be doing that in a little bit. Tomorrow, Promise Tree, my Ryuutama campaign on my channel returns at 12 p.m. Pacific as I try to time zone in my brain because I'm in Arizona.
Sorry.
It's very confusing. Yeah, that is a very, very good JRPG style kind of version. This is very anime. Mine is different. But it's wholesome and cute, full of lots of goods. So I'm excited to start that up again. It's been so long.
It has. And yes, Promise Tree is a 10 out of 10 game. You should absolutely watch it. And if you haven't watched the previous episodes, you should go scroll around and find Jess's YouTube and watch the episodes there, because it's really good. It's definitely worth it. It takes all of that classic JRPG, like Final Fantasy Secret of Mana awesomeness, and distills it into a Ryuutama game. And
Yep.
as someone who's been running Ryuutama for a couple months now, watching it really did open my eyes to how this game can fit different styles of like Japanese culture driven stories. So yeah, definitely take a look at that. Summer,
Fun time.
after shearing your geep, where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at just a summer job. That's where I tweet about everything I'm doing. We're starting up our newest season on Off the Table. That's off_the table here on Twitch and also on Twitter. We're looking for GMs right now to run a couple different games, Ryuutama being one of them. So if you're interested in playing or running, check out our Twitter. Tomorrow, we are doing a 12-hour stream of Fall of Magic.
Holy crap.
We will see. It might go longer than that because that's what happened when we played Polaris. It ended up going 15 hours and we still didn't finish the game. Thankfully, Fall of Magic is a little bit more like concrete with where it ends, but it's a really, really amazing storytelling game. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have signups open for just a ton of games that are coming out. We have Polaris sign up. We have obviously our GM sign up. We're going to be opening up Urban Shadow signups on Twitter tomorrow morning. We have a sign up for a viewer game, Golden Sky Stories, where you play animal spirits. That it's just a good, wholesome game that Ethan in chat is going to be running. It's just we've got a lot of good stuff. So yeah, just follow on Twitter for everything that's going on.
Hell yeah. And Jolie, where can people find you and your awesomeness on the internet?
Hi, I am on Twitter at JolieOlio. I am on this show every other Saturday for the time being. And also playing Spindle Wheel over on Off the Table with Summer and Sasha and Lily, and that has been a ton of fun. And we're back next Thursday, I think.
Yeah, it's coming Thursday.
Yeah, and trying to get some Burning Wheel campaigns started as well, because I just want to like get it out of my system, but also into my system because it's awesome and I just want to play it more. So that's what I'm up to right now.
Awesome. I'm, again, very much looking forward to that. Expect to hear from me related to that soon.
Yeah.
And the ever busy and actually successfully hunting Lindy.
Yes.
Where can
I
people
hunted a
find you
thing.
hunting stuff?
They can find me hunting down some sweet TTRPGs at Laugh Love Lindy on Twitch and Twitter. I'm doing a lot of stuff this month, learning a lot of new things, a lot of projects, a lot of fingers, and a lot of pies. But you can find me over the next week. I'm going to be DMing 2 campaigns that both start this week. 3 total, but 2 new ones. So Tuesday afternoon, evening time, you can find Jess as a player in my first Call of Cthulhu adventure that I'm DMing. It's Beyond the Mountains of Madness, Antarctic expedition full of creepy, crazy horror stuff. It's going to be great. That's on Encounter Roleplay from 5 to 8 Eastern, from 9 to 11 Eastern, Mists of Ravenloft on my channel. So Creepy Tuesdays is where it's at. And then Thursday nights on Scraticus's channel, you can find me DMing some Dark Matter 5e reskin. So basically space pirates. And aside from that, that's just the games I'm DMing. If you want to see what I'm playing, just check my Twitter. I tweet or retweet or whatever. So
fantastic. And hello, I'm Dylan. I'm the GM. You are on my channel right now, probably. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at Anarsis. You can also find me on, and I'm trying to shout this out a little more, on Patreon at Anarsis, which I just shuffled around how my Patreon works. If you like this show, if you like any of my other shows, if you like any of the work that I do, whether it be game design, maps, any of that, Patreon is the best way for you to support me and help make this sort of stuff happen. And the changes that just went through on my Patreon mean that the campaign is now built around goals rather than tiers. So each month, as the community comes together and reaches a specific goal, I will create a reward that is, they're listed and enumerated, so it's not just like I'll come up with something. It's already planned. I will make a reward, and it will be released publicly so that those that can't necessarily afford to pledge can still benefit, as this is a community that belongs to everyone in it, not just those that can afford to support me. So if you can afford to support me and that sounds interesting to you, or you like any of that stuff, holy heckin' crap. Thank you for the host, Jess. Great timing. I was literally just about to host you.
That's weird that it did that.
Go _JG Jess, not you Jess. There are too many
confusing.
Jesses.
Yep, that's confusing.
But yes, if you like what you see here, if you can afford to support, that would be a really huge help for me, because this does take a lot of time and effort for me to put on. So thank you. Also, this channel will be live again tomorrow. I am streaming every single day in the month of January. You can find me here tomorrow directly after Promise Tree, because I'm not doing anything during that other than watching it. So that should be around 4-ish. I will be going live with a game called Rakuen, which is a sort of isometric, pixelated style JRPG kind of game that is about a kid coming to terms with his illness. And that's all I know, but I've heard that it's really good. So
It has an
yes.
amazing soundtrack.
Yay! Awesome. That's always
I've literally used some of it for my Promise Tree playlist, like the mood
Nice.
playlist. It's very good.
Awesome. Fantastic. And yeah, that's what's up with me. That's what's up with the channel. Streaming every day. For all of you that just arrived from the host, hello, thank you. I'm just about to close down the stream, but I promise I will pass you on to somewhere awesome. We're going to close out. I'm going to do our ending credits music. Once the music ends, I will pass you over to an awesome stream. I promise. Everyone I follow is awesome, and I will send you to one of them. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to the 4 of you. Once again, I know I say this every episode, but this show is awesome because of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. But most importantly, have a wonderful rest of your night. Good night.